Hello, and welcome to the Voice of the Realm. We're here for all you wandering vagrants, for all you people of the night, or the day.
Oh, the people of the night.
The people of the night.
Oh, I'm a bit of a night man.
I'm a day man. I fight against you with...
I'm a gentleman of the night.
I was not referring to that kind of people. Come on. One man tries to keep the late night radio show motif. And
What? Can I not be a gentleman of the night?
you know what that refers to, Richie?
I do not.
Oh, right. Of course not. We have a game. It's
you-
Realms Collide 2.
Can you enlighten me?
It's Realms Collide 2, the intelligent Richard. Let's go.
I don't get it.
That's an oxymoron.
I know that was the joke.
Go with the game. Put the draft-
Intelligent.
oh, the
What
draft's
do you mean
over
it
there. I'm
is?
so sorry.
Oh my God,
That's
this
my bad.
guy.
That's my bad.
He's been up there for 3 seconds already.
I'm so bad. I'm so sorry.
My goodness, this man.
Okay, it's
you
Eagle
see
Boys.
how cruel he is to me before he drinks his coffee?
Oh, wow. This is Ego Boys versus Midas Club.
And Midas
Today-
Club are actually, they're playing both games.
We're playing both games.
Ah.
Yep. Though they are not going to play without a fuss, though.
Who they playing with instead?
No.
What? I said who they playing with instead.
I don't know. They're just playing with 2 stand-ins. So the game right now has... So Midas Club right now is playing with 3 players and 2 players from Brazil. Or 3 players in Europe, which is the main team, and then 2 players from Brazil, which are stand-ins for this tournament. Next game, they'll be playing with 4 players from Brazil.
No,
and 1 player.
They are playing with, I mean.
Yeah. For
Wow.
now, because he's from Brazil.
Well, yeah, I know.
But
But
this is the first game, though. This is on US East.
I'm surprised they... Oh, okay.
Or are you confusing? He was in Omega. He's not there anymore.
No, I know.
He's been playing with them the whole tournament.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Oh, that was a brain fart.
yeah. Amin and Mandy are both in Brazil still.
So they're gonna be staying for sure.
They're going to be staying for sure.
So you're saying-
they're going to be subbing RDO and
It's a big change already.
RDO and Sexy Fat, which is their
Oh,
offlaner.
it's
Yeah.
big changes.
And Duster apparently,
And Duster?
No, Duster's going to stay.
Oh, and Duster's gonna stay.
Somehow he's not affected by ping, even though he's in the same gaming house.
He just plays this
Disruptor.
game, the Enchantress, I guess.
I guess the Enchantress. Yeah.
And he's just gonna,
Yeah.
that's it.
When we talk about draft this game, honestly, I'm liking Go Boys a lot more. The Tuskar, the Crystal Maiden and Tusk to secure your lanes. Crystal Maiden and Spectre very popular in Europe, so they're teaching Midas how to play the European Dota. And the Crystal Maiden also deals nicely with the Enchantress as well, so really good pickup. Obviously, in the mid game, you Frostbite her, stop her from attacking, very important. Freezing Field is great against Enchantress because she doesn't carry any stuns, and of course, you deal with her creep really easily. And Lina beats the Queen of Pain in lane. Midas Club, no
there's
surprise,
RDO,
they
yeah.
pick RDO. I not even that hasn't really played anything else this tournament. But Eagle Boys, their draft is looking a bit more solid as of now. The Timbersaw does annoy the Crystal Maiden and Spectre. That's the one lane they're losing. But their mid lane should be advantageous, and so should be their off lane at least. Tusk is not great against Terrorblade, but Eagle Boy still has one last pick here as an off laner. It's Frank. Frank, I don't think the Legion is that great this game. Oh, you know what? It actually would be great if they actually picked Legion here. And you put Legion mid, and you go Lina off lane, and then this Terrorblade's going to suffer as well. That'd be a huge win here for Eagle Boys if they wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
I know they're not going to, but I want to suggest it anyway.
Or they can. I don't know. The Mars has been banned. I was looking for him real hard. I couldn't find him. Banned in the first phase by
He is
Midas.
banned, yeah. Centaur's pretty decent against Terrorblade most of the time. Because it's a lot of magical damage. There's not that many heroes that are great against TB, though. It's mostly the Enigma and the offlane and the Darkseer, which is the 2 bans Midas Club, of course, does to protect him. And he's, Viper can kind of trade with him, right? Sort of. Mars is pretty decent.
Viper is banned.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why. Leshrac. Okay. Yeah, that works fine.
Oh, there we go for the Timber. Okay.
Yep. Leshrac for the Timber, and of course, to deal with the TB in lane. Also pretty good, because Leshrac does beat the lane.
I wonder if
against
Ego
TB.
Boys are gonna try and swap lanes here, though.
No.
No. Do you think they're just fine? Yeah, Frank versus TB.
Yeah, because I think Lesh versus
Yeah.
TB is nice. You just played around that Metamorphosis, right? And because you have Lightning Storm and TB loses movement speed when he metamorphosizes, it's much easier to...
Metamorphosizes. What a lovely word.
Yeah. When it's much easier to Lightning Storm him, right? And
Yeah,
just run away. Leshrac is really fast. I can't imagine Enchantress doing too much against Lesh either. The Tusk is going to be really useless that lane, to be honest. At least against the TB, but against the Enchantress, I can imagine him trading pretty decently. I'm kind of siding with Eagle Boys draft. I don't think it's like an outdraft by any means. I just think their lanes are a bit stronger. The only issue, of course, is that Midas has a much better core-to-core matchup. So Eagle Boys needs to finish this before this goes late, or TB will just beat the Spectre into the ground.
Spectre can do that these days, though, so that's not that's
especially
not
with the Lina
impossible.
and the Leshrac. Like, you have push, you have nice killing potential. It's not a bad... and the CM makes all your lanes a bit better.
I can't believe they just first picked their mid. Like, yeah, we don't care.
I think it was probably a flex, right? They weren't so sure if it was mid or not. I was watching Crit stream the other day, and he was saying that Lina mid is much easier to counter than people think. He was saying that if you look at other regions, particularly he was referring to Europe, right, with other regions, which is where he plays now. He's saying that people are starting to just pick Lina counters, and then she's useless in the game because like she has no defensive capabilities. Because you usually go for Yule Scepter, and if you Yules to initiate, you can't really, Yules yourself, and then you just a mercy killing really.
Ah, it's another good oxymoron. You know what else is good oxymoron? I haven't drank my coffee, but if you follow us on Twitch, no, that's not a good one.
Before you drink your coffee, you sound like a bit of a pitch. Please help us out and follow us on Twitch.
Welcome back, everyone. Day 12. My goodness gracious. The Dota starts coming, and it does not stop coming. Seek and Strike here. Alvaro will join the team speak in a second as soon as he realizes, as always, that he has yet to do that. You're going to hear the voice shortly of user has connected to your channel. Any second now. Either way, I'm sure he's going to slowly but surely realize that I'm not answering him. And we'll get underway here. Not only that he can't answer me, but also that he can't hear me. The ad is only 36 seconds after all. Either way. Team Malo here in the safe lane. Currently looks like they're going to try for a first blood up top, but they have now scouted sliding already. RDO on one of his favorite heroes. There we go. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
How's it going?
So,
pretty good.
This game will be on USC server, which is where Midas... Actually, they're really equal. I would even say Midas has probably better ping right now than Eagle Boys, because I think Peruvians get, depends on your internet, but Eagle Boys definitely gets 120 to 140, whereas Midas will be getting around 100 ping, should be, more or less.
Oh, okay.
That's all I came here to say.
That's all he came, and now he's going to disconnect from the channel, and we'll see him in another 30 minutes.
After the second game, and then I'll come by and be like, the server is now.
The server is now.
This is the traffic report for servers.
He's going to be like, your pilot, and when you remember going on planes. He's going to be like the pilot on these mythical creatures planes, and be like, hello, we're going to be flying on this server today. These are the two teams. Thank you, and goodbye. Wouldn't that be a good theme?
I always hate when the pilots speak.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I don't
ladies and gentlemen, please brace yourself in brass positions. Oh, my God, I hate it when the pilot speaks. So
like,
annoying.
Especially, like, if the last voice I'm going to hear is his before I die, yeah, that's not what I want to hear, There's no bracing yourself for anything. You're going to die. Just accept it. I wish that was what the pilot said. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you chose the right god, because you're all going somewhere after this, and it's not home. Anyway, bottom lane, Aretes could be in trouble here. They hit him with the enchant. They are trialing down bottom to put a lot of pressure into the Spectre, and it's going to work out at least in killing Aretes. So that's a nice little first blood giving to Sexy Fat. And yeah, there's a nice little trialing to start as always, just to get the first blood. Enchantress now swaps.
Yeah, they failed to get it top lane despite not having the Metamorphosis. We've gone for Conjure Image level 1.
Yeah, because he knows that this lane, if he must Metamorphosis, they just ignore him.
Team Malo nearly dead already. Ooh, careful here.
Die.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna die.
Ooh, dead. Look, this is what happens after your plane crashes. It's exactly that.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, it's a bit of a rough start here. I'm surprised that this he just ran in there and maybe didn't realize that they still had 3 people down there. This Duster does well to destroy the enemy's sentry.
It's a tough lane for Spectre, but I don't think it really matters as much if you can play around the Lina and Lash. And Lina's winning her lane by a lot. Like I don't know why they picked Queen of Pain into Lina. I'm not gonna lie. Queen of Pain is so much stronger than Lina in the lane. I would say most of the time. Not only is she stronger in the meta right now, as we've seen like a billion times, right? Because this hero keeps getting picked and picked and picked. But on top of that, she is just has always been better in the lane. Why are you missing that last hit? There we go. She's always been better in the lane than Queen of Pain because you have much better lane control than her. You have enough range to avoid her best lane ability, which is Shadow Strike, and you also have much nicer escape because your escape is not dependent on a single target blink, so you can play aggressively or defensively. Even your damage can be better if you go for the right build. So, you know, I'm very surprised with the Queen of Pain pick, to be honest.
Timalo's really starting to suffer here. Timalo.
Yeah, Timalo is trying to do his best to farm in this lane. I don't know what's better if you're playing Spectre, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you have a really bad lane, is it better to try to get lasses wherever you can and die sometimes? Or is it better to play defensively so you don't feed the offlaner? Not sure, because I think at recovering as a Spectre, it's harder if you have not gotten any experience in lane at all.
I would assume the latter, just because then if you go for last hits and maybe die 2 or 3 times, that's not like an incredible amount. Don't get me wrong. You know, you're not going to have Sexy Fat coming out of the laning stage with an Ags, as he is going to be trying to defend Amin here from death. They needed a little bit more, and now they might even kill Timalo, unfortunately. Quick pause. Nice. But I feel like you don't really want to give Timbersaw more farm, right? Maybe just kind of chill, sit back with Spectral Dagger, you know, a lot like the PAs play. Because then I feel like, oh, we gave him a little bit of farm. He's killed me once or twice, and now he's in my jungle with an extra item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the offlaner, but you're right about the Timbersaw particularly.
Yeah, that's that. I guess in this particular game, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a Tide Hunter, I don't even care, dude. What are you gonna do? Kill me? Walk towards me?
You don't even mean to do it anymore, but you just generally sound like Envy now.
What are you talking about, bro? I don't sound like Envy.
Just generally. I think he tried to say Dabai, but he just said Labai.
You know, to wash.
Right? Anyway, look at Timado, by the way, down bottom. He's trying to kill the Kurt or Amin. I'm not really sure which of the two. I know it's gonna work. Oh my goodness.
Amin is probably dead. Relax, Duster.
Oh, they're quite angry here. Yeah. Woof! The admin! He comes by, slapping them.
I don't know this guy. His team throwing him under the bus. Oof.
Well, it's because he was being a bit aggressive towards Timado, and yeah, that makes sense. I understand why Timado is a bit pissed here.
Oh, he's aggressive towards Timalo.
Yeah, and his dad, because apparently they chose to not play USCs to the second server, and they thought that was like not cool. Yeah, so that's their complaint. Which, you know, you can choose. Look at that. See, Egorok already, which is his Timado's dad. Jesus Christ. Now Timado will die. There's so much beef. It's very enjoyable. Aretes here in the bottom lane though isn't trouble. Sexy Fat is chasing after him, but he's afraid of potential. I'm not really sure actually why Sexy Fat's not chasing.
I didn't know Duster was about this.
Duster is super enjoyable to follow on Twitter. The guy shows his emotions, man. He's not afraid of them.
What I bet him, he just seems so shy. He seems so shy.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's a bad dude necessarily.
No, I'm not saying that either.
Player,
he's a Dota player, yeah. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's just being a little salty. Maybe he needs to drink his coffee.
As Panda told me, everyone in Dota seems nice until he'll play ranked with them.
Yeah,
and it's pretty accurate, to be honest.
Seems true.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, this Timalo is going to be a little bit, a little poor for last hits, to say the least. 11-0. Just looking for that first item there on the Blade Mail, and then hopefully can get the recovery train going. Mid lane, Mandy, I think has the blink. No, does not have the blink. Does dodge the LSA. However, will it matter? Sladine with a DD. Okay, Faker, nearly dying to the tower, nearly dying to the tower, will die to the tower.
Oh,
the Shadow Strike.
No, don't walk away!
There you go, DD.
I think that, yeah, the mid lane's the biggest problem here for Midas. I think overall their lane's not that bad, especially I really like the TB versus Spectre matchup particularly, which is why I like this game. But the lane is going to be a big issue, because she can easily also kill TB, right, instead of kills from... It's not like Spectre can't kill TB easily either in the mid game, it's just that there comes a point when he gets Scotty that's just impossible to fight him, right? But until that point, you go for like an early Manta, it's a pretty good build. I like Timado's build this game as well, right? Blade Mail, I'm hoping it's Blade Mail into Manta this game. Though I can see the justification for Radiance this game, I'd really rather he doesn't play that way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I don't think he's gonna have. I don't know. I think I agree with you, right? Hedging your bets on Radiance doesn't seem like the wisest thing to do either. I think it should be way too slow, especially given your start here. I mean, look at this. I mean, he might even be dead, to be honest. We got another Timber Chain in a second. Dimalo to the trees he goes, and back to the fountain then. This might be next, considering we do have 3 points now in the reactive armor, and they're slowly starting to stack themselves up. This will die as well. Yeah, this is a bad start. I don't think this is necessarily a lane, like, even if you're playing Spectre back in her heyday, this is not a lane where you still go, I want to now build Radiance, right? You've died 3 times, right? Your support's died twice in this lane.
Up, by the way. Yeah, nice kill. Oh, not yet. Fairy Fire. Frank barely surviving. Thanks to the magic one, Fairy Fire. One more hit will do the trick, but he has TP.
RDO wants this high five.
Oh, the TP. They're not
Mr.
gonna see it. They can stomp him.
Mr. Stomps.
Nah,
Duster.
even if he stomped in time, I don't think he would have gotten the kill, to be honest. Like, I think that he wouldn't have stomped in time. His animation is quite large, right? Or quite long, not large.
It is quite large.
It's like he really, ooh, it's a big animation. Right? He's really defining himself.
It is a real big animation. I agree with you. I don't know. Maybe he could have seen him. I don't know. It's either way. He's not going to find that kill. Nice, well played to Frank there. He's going to stay alive.
Yep.
Oh, what the heck? Faker, though, off to an amazing start. That's going to be the good thing here for the Eagle Boys. 37 and 13.
That's Spectral Dagger. Yeah, it's hard really to beat Sexy Fat. Now you give him a free lane. And this Timber size, maybe equally as threatening as Lina, right?
Yeah, I mean, the good news is, of course, you do have the Lesh to at least dispatch of it, right? We do have a direct counter that does get not online as fast as, but pretty darn close to, as soon as the Timbersaw does, right? So his game's going to be slowed down. He's not going to be able to go for as such aggressive items as he really enjoy going for, as that's going to be Duster taking a death in the top lane. Down he goes.
I love that tag team from Sladin. He calls him in the eye shard. It's like, well, I'll try to tag team him because I'm melee. I can't do anything else. Yeah, that was a nice little kill up top, giving more fun to the Lesh. I do think that Timbersaw can deal with Lesh if you itemize against him, of course. Like, this game you could go for a Pipe, for example. He's going for Vanguard for now. You could go even Play Mail, right? Against the Lesh. It's not too crazy an idea on the Timbersaw.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that's what the Timber wants to build, right? It's the whole
of course not.
It's gonna ruin, not quote unquote ruin. He's still gonna do well in this lane. That's not gonna like all of a sudden be scratched out of the history or redacted because he builds a counter item, right? But it will slow down the rest of his traditional game here.
Yep. He took the courier down bottom because Timado is a typical carry. He doesn't care about little critters like couriers. Couriers have lives too, boys. Please start protecting them. More importantly, they give gold to the enemy team.
They do give gold just at last hit at this point of the game, but also that's going to slow down Timado's Blade Mail as this courier dead for another minute. Oh, nice, snowball. They're going to go for Amin here as 3 big old snowball there, and the tag team, that'll be a kill. Sexy Fat, they cannot kill, so they'll just root him up for a second and literally just ignore him. They want nothing to do with this Timbersaw for now.
To be honest, this game is looking kind of nice for my age just because the Terrorblade is also farming ridiculously well. Like, they didn't do anything to bother him in the lane. I was hoping Lesh would have a bigger impact. He does take his tower, which is nice, but Lesh can take the mid tower. They really want to invade the jungle right now.
Yep.
But I mean, they're doing fine for now. Let's see what they can do in this mid game as Mandy. That's the aggression. Laguna Blade, not enough damage. Sladin doesn't have the level 6, and the help, of course, of the Ench. Really useful heal, stopping Sladin from going any further. Well played there. Faker wants to take this tower, of course. Wants to take the mid tower, now you can start invading. I'm hoping that Lesh actually rotates, and he is doing that.
Yeah, he's got level 4 Diabolic Theater, so this thing is going down.
Yeah, look at what they're marking in the map. Like, they're literally saying, take this tower and invade the jungle. I can even imagine the comms.
They're going to fortify it, but it's going to only save it for but a few mere seconds as the pony. Oh, they've got a ward there. Now they know. And they're going to not be able to see this TP coming through from Mandy. Does have that Sonic Wave. Does he have a kill target, however? Sladin's looking pretty close. He's going to try for it, and he's going to find it. 200 gold in his pocket after that. Not bad. Not really the kills he's wanting as of yet, and doesn't have Blink for another 7 seconds here. Faker running him down. As it's going to be Frank in the meantime getting that kill onto Duster. Mandy should be fine here. He's got the Blink.
Oh, yeah, but they're still chasing after him. Like, Faker has no chill. Chasing after Mandy. You ruined my pub once. I will murder you. Dragon Slave? Well, nice guess by Faker. And that's what I was telling you about, right? The constant movement speed. Wait, I think this one to die first. Sexy Fat, yeah. So,
Just say this wants to die first.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, he is chasing a Timber Saw.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I was referring to earlier, right? The Lena's buff lasts just longer than the Blink, so especially in long chases or in battles where you have to go in and out, like you can actually see he's actually maxing the Fire Soul or putting a lot of points in Fire Soul precisely for that reason, right? He understands how powerful it is against the Queen of Pain. A Blink is just not as powerful as a movement speed buff most of the time, right? Especially in the late game, it becomes much better because you can actually avoid spells with the Blink, but early mid game, the movement speed buff is just 10 times better. That's why slows are much better early game before people have force stats and stuff like that. And then later on, stuns become more important, right?
Yep. Yep, usually in a lane, slows can
Nice.
sometimes even net you a kill or two.
I don't know how he dewarded that. Oh yeah, the sentry down the bottom in the... Okay. Sliding will die for a deward. I don't think this is that bad, actually. Sliding is definitely dead, though. Oh, he even puts down a ward? No way. They gotta... They must deward that, right?
Sometimes you don't notice, to be honest. Sometimes you don't notice when you're just killing someone, especially after they just deward. You're not expecting a play like that. It's a nice move, but always make sure you're clicking on their inventory, especially as a support when he's dying. He's running around in your jungle. You don't want him to just block a camp all of a sudden and not be able to, know immediately. I think that one might actually stay. That one might stay. Surprisingly. I mean, if they don't act on it, that is, if they all gank the Queen of Pain right now, they're gonna know there's a ward somewhere. But
yeah, right. So maybe they have to play a bit coy at first, like, oh, I don't know where your Queen of Pain is.
Yeah.
As they also mark it in the map, like, guys, they're here. Like, yeah, dude, we see them.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Frank. Anyway, that is a useful ward to have, though, because like I was mentioning, you really want to invade the jungle. I like that RDO is starting to rotate away from that jungle, so they understand that now they lost tier 1 mid, that jungle becomes a bit of a dangerous space, so they give it much more to the Queen of Pain, they might give it to the Timber Saw, and they move RDO into the triangle. And they literally even mark it, like they know where RDO is going. They're starting to follow his movements very well. So that clip from OD Pixel, let's see. I'm gonna go for Amin. Can they find him with a splitter? They don't even need it. Okay. Oh, or they did use it, sorry.
Yep, they used it, but you're right, they didn't need to. That's whatever, they pick up the kill there, send him a message. We even had a stun for you. Yeah, power
the thing is, if they lose this game, which is the one that we were playing, it's gonna be really tough to come in the next game.
I'm sorry, what?
If they lose this game, Midas, if they lose this game, which is the one they play with like favorable ping or slightly favorable ping, like they're really tough afterwards.
You're a bit quieter today. Did I?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I don't know if
this better?
Yes. There we go.
I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure everyone could hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Well, I adjust my gain for my own stream and everything because it's very different when you stream yourself for some reason.
Dire's top tower
TeamSpeak is TeamSpeak. Anyway.
Radiant's courier has been
My point is that I think that the morale would really go down if you lose the one when you have the quote-unquote ping advantage, which is not really a big advantage, right? I think it's like 20 ping advantage, but still. Because even though they're playing in the second game with a bunch of stand-ins, which is already pretty bad, the stand-ins are still from Brazil. So if they're playing in Peru, they'll still have a massive ping. I would argue it's better than Europe, but it's certainly not that much better.
Mandy's going for an Orchid now. It's really slow, though. This Queen of Pain only has 2 kills to her name and 2 deaths, and really not too much last hits to speak of whatsoever.
Yep.
But I like the play from Midas. They're at least all kind of moving in together here with their offlaner, who does have really good farm. Actually, most farmed on his team right now. Currently, Sexy Fat is. He's going to be going back for the Blade Mail. Switched away from the Vanguard, thankfully. I didn't really see a reason for that. And instead going for the Hood of Defiance, which is, I think, the better choice this game, into Blade Mail. So they are going to be trying to do something about the Slush Rack as well, which might put a thorn here in the side of Eco Boys' victory plan. Again, this ward's going to stick. Yeah, this ward's definitely going to stick there.
Yeah, it worked out for them. Now they're swapping jungles, right? The only issue is that I don't think Eco Boys... Like, when you swap jungles like this, if you really want to invade the enemy side, you also have to put some pressure to make sure your side doesn't get invaded easily, because otherwise you just swap jungles and it's equal for the Terrorblade, right? In fact, he can actually farm this jungle much more efficiently than his own jungle. So it's not too great. They didn't put any defensive wards to prevent that. They're not dewarding defensively either. But I see very little centers in the map from Eagle Boys. So I would expect them to do a bit more of that map control a bit further. They haven't lost their mid-tier 1, which gives them a huge advantage when it comes to map control, but not really utilizing it too much. I see Timado right now is farming here. I don't know if this is safe at all. Yeah, see, he even realizes it. Like, of course they're all in their jungle. And Frank even points it out. They're in the jungle and then the triangle. Yeah, I'm loving actually seeing that their comms, they just draw on the map to show their comms. Going for Amin here. A lot of Atos, Snowball. I mean, it's a support, so he gets sent to the Stratosphere.
Yeah, but now they can kind of collapse here on the enemies in the jungle. You can see the
That's
rest
what
of
they should be
Midas.
doing.
They're looking to now escape.
Radiant's bottom
That's
tower
going to be
is
Sexy
under
Fat into the
attack.
trees. He should be
Ooh.
good to go, but they will find Duster here. The enchant is not going to save your life, unfortunately. He does have a point in the untouchable against Faker. It doesn't look like it.
Right? That's
Doesn't
pretty
look
good.
like it. I was going to say, oh, he's opted not to go put a point in that. Oh, no, he definitely has a point in untouchable. He's just against Faker.
Adidas needs to now deward this jungle though. Let's see if he does put the sentry down here. Okay, good. All right, nice. Go Adidas. Okay, this is what you should be doing: deward defensively, ward offensively, and then you give a chance, of course, for Midas to do the same. But ideally, you put wards that are less obvious. Like for example, this ward is actually gonna have difficult to deward. Not the most obvious ward in the world, so it's a pretty good idea here. I'm liking in general what Eagle Boys is doing this game, but I think that they need to do much more than Midas to win, because the TV versus Spectre matchup is so bad.
Everyone's kind of just content with farming for now, which is surprising. I mean, I guess really the person this is hurting the most is Mandy, who is trying their best here with the Scream of Pain to actually farm up their first item. Pretty far behind, however, of course, Faker, who not only has their first item, but also has a second. And, of course, the first one being the Boot to Travel, and then the Yule Scepter, both completed, going next into the BKB, as there's going to be a counter-rotation here from Sexy Fat. Nothing to stop that Lena's TP, though. They might be able to find that at this. I think Frank is going to be a little bit too fast. As, yep, he's going to now TP away at it. This is like, no, take me with you. Trying to TP into the trees. Rubik nearby with the Fate Bolt. Oh, sorry, with the Telekinesis is not close enough, actually. He guessed that's they would continue to run away into the trees. Didn't. Guessing correctly.
Yeah, they tried to use Pulse Snow to detect where he was, because you can more or less tell where the pulses are hitting, but Rubik was just not in range, so just a bit unfortunate for Midas there, but worked out to at least for Aretes. Now they need to continue to ward offensively enemy jungle. Literally the same ward spot. If it works once, why change it, of course?
Yep.
And go for Mandy mid. Oof, Mandy. I don't think he should be here, to be honest. Now they can invade the enemy triangle with a lot of freedom. Ice Shards to block them from going that way, and they force them all to go to collapse towards their tier 2. Because this allows them to either push the mid lane or get kills, right? So you're trying to force a team fight right now, which you should be doing with Leshrac and Lina after all. The only issue here is Timbersaw, and he actually went for the exact build I told you, right? Hooded Defiance Playmail.
Yep, I pointed that out
Nice.
4 minutes ago.
Sorry, bro. I didn't hear. I didn't hear. I apologize.
That's okay. Yeah, he's going next into the Yule Scepter, so he's going to have another Dispel for himself, waste a lot of time. That's going to be good for him. Yep. So we'll see if this puts a thorn in the side of Eagle Boys' victory plan. It's exactly what I said about it last time. We shall see, although they look
I understand now the comment. Okay, yeah, I understand. There's the Split Earth stopping Amin. Amin's dead in a matter of seconds. Lightning will also fall. Lightning is Storm. And the Timbersaw, he thought he could just tank this completely. Can they punish him? Sonic Wave will push him back, but Timbersaw's already dead. That freezing field dealing a lot of damage, and RDO realizes you cannot kill the Crystal Maiden while he's freezing fielding. She's freezing fielding, sorry. Aretes trying to get the Crystal Nova off. The Dragon Slave also misses. Duster might be a bit too quick, but Frank is leading the chase here with a Rod of Athos. They have vision thanks to this creep who's just committed to murdering the Enchantress. Hector has reincarnated.
He has. He definitely has. He's a creep. Why did that creep have hand to Midas? Yeah,
Where did the creep go?
that
Just
was
back
good.
into the lane. All right.
Faker was, I mean, obviously he didn't have the haste at the time, but even with the 3 stacks of Fire Soul, the Boots of Travel, as well as the Yule Scepter, he's moving very fast. And I think Frank should have definitely gotten out of the way there, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, because he was blocking the lead.
He was blocking the lead up, but that's fine. They were going to get the kill anyway. That creep was MVP of the team right there.
It really was. That creep was faster than Frank as well. And the creep was not body blocking the Lina at all.
We'll see here.
We almost Spirit Vessel, by the way, for Sladin. So this Timbersaw, despite his build, he's still going to start to suffer. Right, the Spirit Vessel completely crushes him, and because he couldn't go for the Yules early because of his build, he's not going to be able to have this spell that early, and Spirit Vessel is going to be a big deal. We do have an Orchid on Queen of Pain, though. Not the best timing, but considering you're up against Alina.
Yeah.
Should be said, though, that it was picked after the Lina, by the way.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. Is, yeah, you're right. It was against Alina, but it's not like it was Alina last pick. After all, it was Alina first pick and the Queen of Pain third pick.
Yeah,
so I get what you're saying, but to some degree, it's like, well, you at least accepted the possibility that you had a chance for this when you drafted the Queen of Pain.
I'm cutting Mandy some slack because I don't think I can't imagine he suggested this.
I mean,
honestly, as a mid laner.
I can't say that either, but I mean, to some degree, right? I don't know. I don't ever been on a Dota 2 team, but maybe the mids should have some sort of
I mean, they usually do, but that's why I'm
some sort of
surprised.
input, right?
Like when I see a lost mid matchup, I'll usually think it can't be that they want to play this, right?
yeah.
Because I don't think mid laners want to play a losing
Of course,
matchup.
I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone gets picked. What's like a super hard counter? I don't think anyone gets picked.
Because the TA and they're like, okay, you gotta play against Oscar this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think anyone goes, oh yeah, yes please. Right.
I like to suffer.
But to some degree, right, when they're gonna pick you your hero and you go and you see a hero there that could be a position 4, could be an off laner, could be your mid laner, and you don't want one of those, you go, well, I at least have to now accept the possibility that this can happen, right? Like,
Oh, all right. I see your point, or I see
Yeah.
I see what they were thinking.
Like-
so
like-
here they were trying. Usually condition the pick to go to a lane by giving them a bunch of bad lanes, so they're forced to go into a single lane, right? So what they did here is they conditioned the pick to go mid lane by giving them a really good lane.
I guess.
There we go.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean that works better, right? Because they're for sure going to run it then, and then your TP is free. Maybe that's the strategy. I'm not even joking here. Like I don't sound sarcastic, but I think it might be what they were thinking. Because then TP is not as threatened by the lean in the lane, and they struggle a bit more, and they have to pick another 4, which is weak, which is Tuskar.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but the TP is just not as fast as Alesh is. He's not as fast as Alina is, right? You're going to have
Or even a
two
Spectre,
lanes.
I would argue.
Pretty, yeah, even the Spectre, yeah, you're right, out of control. But at least with the Spectre, you've dealt with, right, with your draft, right? You got, we can slow her down. She's not going to be super relevant. So now you're expecting a TB who has been countered by the Leshrac. Even if you can build for it, it's still a pretty hard counter. And in fact, I think we're going to see him get exploded here. Is he? Oh my goodness!
Yep,
Sexy
no
fat.
longer.
Do
Don't even
not
need
come
Spurt.
across the river.
They did have Spirit Vessel now, so that's part of the reason why Timbersaw died. We also saw the power of Freezing Field, of course. Very, very useful this game, Freezing Field, because you only have 1 stun on Midas, by the way, which is telekinesis. If you waste that stun to stop Freezing Field, your team fight is over. I think this one would not be happier.
Yeah.
And if you don't stop Freezing Field, your team fights also. I honestly don't know how they fight this.
Yeah, I mean, and this is kind of the point I was getting to, right? I was literally just saying, you're expecting the Timbersaw. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't expecting Sexy Fact to Timber Chain into a 4-man smoke underneath the tier 1 tower, but
Yeah, these things happen.
these things happen. But what I was going to say is, I don't know how Midas can expect the TB to really be able to hold its own, because really it's going to be him, plus Sonic Wave, Rubik, and maybe an enchant here or there to try and defend against Alesh Lina, who are going to have decent farm, right? Because you're right, the Lesh is not going to crush RDO. At least maybe this game he didn't. Maybe
Or
in
he
some other
shouldn't.
matchups he shouldn't, right? But he's still going to have farm, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's my concern. So we'll see, because I think obviously we'll see. I think we'll just see, because late game RDO on the TB is a beast, obviously.
Oh.
So
Sladin walking in. Doesn't seem to care. Glimmer Cape, Snowball, go forward. Dimado also walking in easily.
Oh.
The kill on Duster should be rather easy, but they find a much better target in Amin because Duster takes too long to kill. Dimado's been watching Hector videos. He's learned. Light Strike Array for Sexy Fat, and they don't even kill about the Blade Mail. Faker's like, yeah, Blade Mail me more, Timbersaw.
yeah, pretty much did not care. He says, thank you for the kill. Lose half my HP. That's okay. I got 8 HP regen I wasn't using anyway. Good
Nice.
silence there on to Frank. He's going to force him to wait a few more seconds before popping the Edict. This tower is still dead.
Yeah, this tower still. I mean, it's hard to recover, right? Because your offlaner here, the whole point of picking a Timbersaw offlane is that he tanks so much that he initiates. But like you mentioned, Leshrac counters him. They also have Spirit Vessel to counter him. And the Lina is also really good against Timbersaw,
Yeah.
which, by the way, again, we've got to remark was the first pick, Lina.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I see
Or
the
second
game plan.
pick, to be fair, actually. It was not first pick.
Yes.
Because I think they had last pick, yeah.
Yes. I do see the game plan here with the Lina for sure. I just feel like if you're going to pull something like this, maybe you need the Tuska in your team, right, to have a little bit more punch early on in the fights, for example. Because I don't think Duster on the Ench, well, it's not Duster, it's the Ench, and I don't think the Rubik are going to really be able to be your fighting supports, like those early power spikes you need. Like maybe like a Skywrath Mage, for example, right, can get a few solo kills, right, is kind of what I'm talking about. Whereas, I don't think Rubik plus the Enchantress are really able to get that work done that they're kind of looking for. They just need some space, right? They need space for RDO.
Radiant structure.
Yeah, exactly. And then ideally get this to a late game and manage to protect them. They also need to stop Lina, though. Because if RDO and Lina just match each other in terms of farm, right? Lina's always going to be able to burst them, ideally. So this is a bit tough. In fact, Lena's going for an MKB. I'm talking about bursting him, dude. This Lena doesn't care. She's not even going to go for the Axe build. There's no need. Oh, they find the Queen of Pain here. This is tough. Can they kill her in time? Yeah, Lena has that BKB already. Laguna Blade is used on the mean. 2 dead immediately. Sexy Fight will also fall in a matter of seconds into the Lash, but RTO is finally hitting. Going for Faker. Impossible. Duster will be the last victim of this engagement. It's a team wipe.
That's GG. Yeah. Yeah, that one makes sense. I think Midas, unfortunately, they didn't quite get it right here this time. They had the right idea, for sure.
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness. And
ooh.
Timado says, instead of typing, concentrate on drafting.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I wasn't going to say that, obviously, but, you know, because they had the game plan. I think we kind of knew what they were hoping to do. And you can kind of tell they were kind of exasperated by the end just because it's, well, what do? We can't just let them push another lane of megas or another lane of super creeps, like, because that's what they're going to do in a few seconds. They're going to lose. They're going to lose, unfortunately, 24-10. So he will go down.
Yep. Midas, was this the one they played on the server that was... Yeah, it must have been because they were not playing with any stand-ins. Okay, so they will play the first game. This will be on US East, and they lose this game rather quickly. The second game for Midas, for those of you that are unaware, they'll be playing with two stand-ins from Brazil who'll be playing in the Peru server. So still a huge ping advantage for Ego Boys. Let's see how that works out for them.
We shall see indeed. We're going to go to a short break here before we get started with game number 2. Ego Boys already leading 1-0 in the series. And we'll see how well they can do here in game number 2.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the Voice of the Realm. We're your nightly podcast radio show, which are the same thing nowadays because nobody uses radio anymore.
And apparently you can watch radio on your TV.
In Spain,
That
you
doesn't
can.
doesn't make any sense.
I watch Cat Radio and Raku every single week.
This guy was like, "Why would you ever buy a radio when you can buy a TV and listen to the radio on there?" And I go, "Why wouldn't you just buy a radio for that?"
That's what my dad did. Are you questioning my dad's choices?
Yes.
You are a bad person.
You are?
No, it's actually Midas Club today.
Ah, it
Your
is.
playing later.
He is, but for now we have a draft for Midas Club who have lost game number 1. This one's on Brazil, so they do have 2 stand-ins. We currently still have Duster. Do they have? Okay, it's Duster and Amin, and is that it?
No, you should still be playing with Mandy.
I don't see him though. I'm pretty sure his name was just Mandy.
He was. And Rayur is definitely their should be their carry
Hmm.
because he's also a non-Brazilian player. I don't know who else.
In case you didn't hear him, Rayor is a Brazilian player. Should be their carry.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're trying to see the TV. I understand.
But then they have Sayuri from Ukraine, which I don't know what that means. It's funny because like Midas is already in Ukraine, right? So who's the stand in here? And then pause 3 something.
maybe they just got someone at the local internet cafe. What time is it? It's pretty late there. It's like 1 a.m. Right?
What time is it here?
Ukraine.
Oh,
What is what? It is 7 a.m. here.
I'm not really sure if it's 12 or
In
yeah,
Kyiv?
12 or 1. I'm not really sure because I don't know if Kiev has the same time as European Standard Time or it has the same time as Moscow. So I'm not really sure. It's in between.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I've never been to Europe.
All these most time zones in Europe are really just politics. To be honest, it's really stupid. It's not about the time zone at all.
Well, except for Russia.
What?
Except for like Russia,
No,
because it's huge. So they invented time zones.
they didn't invent time.
I think they did. They did it for their train
It was
schedules.
the UK people.
Was it the UK?
Because that's what that's why GMT is. I mean, it's the one that we use as Greenwich Mean Time, right? Because it's a Greenwich.
I always thought it was just the British found out about it, and then since they had half the world, they were like, we are going to set this one as the universal time.
Well, that's what most American and British inventions are. This German man stepped foot in America one day, and American invention now. No, that's not how it works. No, American. Okay. That's how it works.
Well, yeah, but that's you. So you're agreeing with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just telling you that's what we've accepted as the world's.
Well, I mean-
Otherwise, the UK and America will get 0 inventions if you started being
Oh,
counting.
that's not true. You know what Americans invented?
Like-
Capitalism.
That's not even true, actually. Ironically, it was the Scottish, and they're very ashamed of it. So.
Laissez-faire, motherfucker.
That was the French.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's clearly an American English expression.
Why say the fair fiery? All right, sorry guys, we're gonna concentrate on the Dota now.
Okay. We got the Dota. We got some picks. Let's go.
Oh, look at this.
ahead.
Midas Club is like, guys, the Lina first pick is unbeatable. So they go for that themselves, and they combine it with a Lifestealer. Midas is gonna be playing with a serious ping, by the way. So I'm not sure how they're gonna play this game because this is like we're talking like I think Brazil to Peru is I saw 220 ping. Like
It's got to be more. Oh, Brazil to Peru. Sorry.
Brazil to Peru.
Sorry.
Duster is I can only imagine playing the slideshow this game, but it's gonna be really tough for them to play, honestly. And Eagle
It's,
Boy is playing on 20 ping.
You can honestly, I mean, it's like impossible if you need any sort of reaction time, to be honest, because you're talking at least, even with 180. I tried to play US East here from SEA, and that's around 280. It's about 100 ping extra. And let me tell you, the game is quite unplayable.
It is quite
It is like literally.
Especially if you're not used to it.
Not more than that, because you can quote unquote get used to 100 ping, not easily, but it's doable, right? Because I have to CS a little bit earlier, I have to do this, I have to do this, right? When that triples, the game not only sometimes eats your inputs, it also
Yeah, because packet loss also adds to it, right? Because it's not necessarily packet loss usually is a sign that you have just bad internet or a connection that's faulty. But in this case, because the connection is so far away, then you just get packet loss naturally. in all
yeah,
the servers.
and,
I get
and
that too.
it's quite annoying when it happens to your enemies or when your packet loss affects your enemy's movements, because then you're like, I stunned here, but he was actually here.
Yeah.
And with a 0.3 second ping, it's because it's 300 milliseconds, so 0.3 seconds. It's really, really tough to play. So they're gonna give Duster an easy hero like the Chain Protector.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Right, but Lina is still going to be played by Amin. Well, I guess he's in Brazil, but still, like
It could be
it's
a-
hard
it
to
could-
play the
it-
Yol combo.
I agree, which is why I think it's actually a mid laner.
Oh, but they're all in Brazil though. They're either in Brazil or Europe. Amin is in Brazil. So it's either Brazil.
Yeah,
or
but it
Europe.
means the position 4, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying like
Yeah, but
you don't really have a win here. There's no.
I agree. I agree.
Eagle Boys are going to be playing Drow Ranger.
Drow-Venge is
Drow
real.
Venge,
This
very
is
solid.
this is like
They're
Eagle,
nasty,
Eagle
dude.
Boys just want to run this game over from the lanes, don't they?
They even have the Beastmaster to actually push them further.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen the trained as an answer to the Beastmaster, very much like an answer to the Venom. Just punch the wards or punch the boars. But the Beastmaster can deal nicely. You just need to axe. In fact, we have seen Brax do that, right? Brax just got the axe build. You take away all the space for the Trim Protector, and you use the axes to also murder the Trim
Yeah,
Protector. Frank
yeah.
is a really good Beastmaster. I would say he's his best hero. So
You cut down Tree Protector's trees, and lo and behold, he's really bad.
I'm not sure how they can play the Brewmaster with that high ping, honestly. It seems like a hero that you want to cry.
But
blood
it's
on.
not Frank, right?
What?
It's not going to be Frank.
Frank on the Beast.
Oh, on the Beast.
Yeah, Frank's best hero is Beastmaster. But I'm saying I don't know how you're gonna want to play the Brewmaster because Midas again high ping no matter where they are. So
That's what I mean, though. Is he not? He's not playing, right?
Frank is on Eagle Boys.
Oh, okay.
He's the offlaner from Eagle Boys.
I always get so confused when their names change in game.
You got to just get used to it. It's South American things.
I know.
So Frank is the Beastmaster, but I don't know who the offlaner from Midas is because I will see once the competitive names come up because I don't know what they're I'm well versed in this region. I'm not that well versed that I know their pub names, right?
Yeah.
Like something from Ukraine is not a well-known player. So, I mean, I guess the Brew is really bad here, though. To be honest, like the Gust to stop you, you have a lot of stuns here to stop the Brew as
Roar,
well.
swap.
Your lane is impossible, regardless with
stun.
Alina. It's a tough game for Midas. I don't even like their draft is already tough. I think the lifestealer is kind of okay here, but you don't have a vehicle, which is also another problem, right? You don't really have anything to get close to the Drow Ranger. Brew can sort of fulfill that.
Yeah,
Let's
but
not
he's-
forget that Brew has to blink in first, right?
Yeah, and he's just gonna then eat a roar of magic missile, a gust,
Exactly.
like he's not gonna get his spells off.
And then you just swap the Drow Ranger away and like, oh, good luck trying. Or you might just actually
Mm-hmm.
just gust him, kill him quickly, and then if Lifestealer comes by, swap, and then you roar the Lifestealer, and that's it.
Yeah, you probably want to save roar for a lifesteal. That's a
Right.
good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really hard game for Midas. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Selena still has a little bit of flex. Maybe it'll all come together here with the last pick.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not saying the draft for Midas is necessarily bad. I just don't. It's just really difficult right now.
I mean, I'm gonna hold judgment until I see the last pick for Midas.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The
But-
last pick is for Eagle Boys though, which sucks even further because
Yeah.
they'll know where the Lena is going.
Or will they?
Well, I guess not. If you run this kind of sort of flex with Lena and Tiny.
The Tiny's a bit better.
Yeah, Tiny is good because the few lane counters or heroes that do well against Lena, like for example the Zeus, don't deal well with Tiny. I actually liked it if Faker just played Lesh here though. I think Lesh is a pretty solid hero because Lesh is okay against Tiny. You don't love that lane, but you're okay against it. Lesh is okay against Lena. And you just have an overall pretty decent game. You can also play Zeus, but I've never seen Faker play Zeus. Invoker is another one that's fine, but it's banned, unfortunately. And the Void Spray would have been Faker's first option, but he can't play it this game because they know. I actually think all of Faker's hero pool is banned. Oh, he might just play Queen of Pain here. Oh, please don't pick Queen of Pain. please don't pick Queen of Pain.
I was gonna say, do you really want to see another Queen of Pain?
Well, because there's no more. He's out of hero pool.
He is out of hero pool. The pool is empty.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the TM. That's a pretty good pick against the Tiny. Not so good at picking against the Lena. So you just put Lena mid now. I think.
Explosion. Fireball. We'll see. They've yet to lock in anything. I've got it open here so you can read. It's going to be...
Okay. So Rayur is going to be playing the mid laner. Sorry, not the carry. Yeah, Rayur is going to be playing the mid laner.
Someone just drove it on the highway, laying on their horn. Lovely.
Okay, I like the lane this time from Midas at least. The mid lane, Lena versus TA is pretty good. I mean, it's gonna be difficult with ping, but it should be pretty good still. Because you just take the stacks off the refraction with Fiery Soul, and you just Light Striker right to take away his last hits, and you Dragon Slave once he has no stacks, right, which is pretty good. So it's a nice lane. I think overall Midas actually has a ironically a better draft, but I don't know how you're gonna be able to muster that top lane though. That Brewmaster plus Tiny against a Drow. Okay, I would just not play that lane. I would straight up not even go to the lane.
Well, not just the drop, but also the Venge for the aura.
Right, exactly.
Right,
I mean,
it's
and also pretty good against Tiny. Yeah,
buffed
it's
even more.
really, really tough. The bottom lane's also kind of tough, actually. Rubik is great against Stream Protector because you Fade Bolt him and you take away a solid chunk of his damage. And if you play with Beastmaster with axes, Treant can have a lot of trouble. And Lifestealer is naturally countered by Beastmaster.
Yeah.
This is tough. The mid lane is won by Midas Club, I would say, or can be won, but the side lanes are really difficult this game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still gonna favor Eco Boys though. I don't think the mid lane alone is gonna be enough. Just because this safe lane is gonna be out of control for Eco Boys. But more than that, right? You need someone to create a little bit of space for your life stealer as well, right? Generally speaking, life stealer needs an item or two, even if it's just the armlet Deso, right, to be able to fight, or the battle fury if he wants to take this late. Although I don't think he should. And I don't think Midas can create the space here, even with a mid lane Lina.
Well, we're gonna see. I'm gonna see in the game if that works out. Before we go into the game, Rich, I gotta make a confession. All my rhymes until now, they've been so hollow. But I don't know if I can ask you to come to my channel and give us a follow.
Why, hello, and welcome back to The Game is Paused, SA Edition. We have our second game of our best of two. Midas Club not forfeiting this series, or not forfeiting their second game here, although they will be playing with a few stand-ins, and as well as, what you said, about 200 ping, at least, right?
Wait, they say they're playing in Brazil server this time?
Let me check
The chat is saying that, but from what I had understood, the first game was USC, and the second game should be Peru.
This game is Peru. The admin has said so, and I
okay,
believe the
okay.
admin.
Okay. I was very confused by that.
No. Sorry if you are incorrect, but hey, that's how you become smarter, right? By learning things. And now a lot of you apparently have learned that the game number 2 is being played on the Peruvian server. I have it on very good information.
Yeah, because the admin is the best. I didn't check the lobby, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because I would be surprised, right? Like, how do they get to pick US East and then they get to pick Brazil? Imagine the kind of like.
I think this admin would have no shame in remaking as well if he had accidentally launched it on Brazil. He's not just going to be like, oh, whoops, I guess we'll just play it out, you know?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen. So we should just be, I mean, they're going to try and wait for the pings to settle. They might have to wait until we invent or maybe get a direct line from Kiev, fiber optic all the way over to Brazil. I don't know if that's going to happen here within the next, within their allotted pause time. So I imagine we're going to get started here and relatively quickly.
Yeah, so the first game, by the way, for those of you that think it's unfair, was played on US East, by the way. So they had an advantage ping in the first game, 100%. Or they should have, even from Europe.
Yep.
So don't, like, the admin would not put you. Usually, the thing is, Midas is considered a South American team because when they first came into the tournament, they were obviously a South American team and they moved to Europe. And that limited their server power a lot.
Server power. Yeah, absolutely. Just getting a few messages in before the game. As there goes their admin. Is everything okay? And it says, no, we have 200 ping. It's going to be pretty difficult here, especially the earlier levels, I want to say. Particularly for our Lina, it's going to be real difficult, particularly for, well, just about everyone here, to be honest. It's not going to be the easiest of games here. But we'll see how they can make adjustments.
Yep. It's tough. It's tough. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have enough of a connection that they can play on Peru server with like 150, 140. I'm not really sure. Because for a long time when the discussion was going on, like, what's better, Peru, Brazil server? I remember Brazilian players would be like, we have like 350 ping on Peru, and I would check. I'm like, are you sure? And then a lot of people, like Beast Coast, when they went to Brazil, told that like all these things were not really true. But it's hard to tell though, because the better internet connection you have here, obviously the less ping you have, depending on the provider. So I'm not really sure. I can't really give you an exact number, but I'm pretty sure it's 200 plus though, because otherwise Astini would lie in his tweets, and I don't think he would do that.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We shall see. I think
I think the biggest issue is that you have two stand-ins, right? Like you have two stand-ins already with a team that's already playing with two pseudo stand-ins, which are not part of the official team in Europe, right? So it's very difficult to play with them. Like Ryu or is it two? Is it two stand-ins?
I think it's 3.
Oh yeah. No, because it's just Ryu or. Oh no, you're right. There's 3.
That's what I was.
Ryu is a stand-in.
Yeah.
Then Kid is a stand-in. And then whomever Chris got is also a stand-in.
This is a name I've recognized for some reason.
Yeah.
It is Chris God specifically. I want to be.
Yeah.
You can't obviously see where my camera is, but I can. And yeah, Chris God is someone that I do recognize for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know where. Why not?
I'm not certain.
that
I'll
I
be honest. I'm not as
recognize.
well versed on a lot of the tier 3 teams in South America. I mean, I remember Yuri from Motoka particularly. He was a little motorcycle for the people I don't remember. There's a couple teams from Brazil that are kind of making it through. But
Maybe they were
haven't
on
really
like
had a
one of the
chance.
Vira Lata Caramelo.
No, not Ryur particularly.
Was
I don't
my
know.
favorite.
I don't remember if Chris got.
Street dog that knocks over garbage cans.
Yeah. It's a whole meme in Brazil though. There was their attempt to replicate Hamburguesa.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
I mean, I don't see that despectively. I mean, like genuinely, like
No, I
it's
get
like
that. I
a
get
homage
that.
to Hamburguesa. Yeah.
All right, we'll take a look here at this mid lane. I think this will be. Oh wow, actually connecting an LSA there onto Faker. Faker's like, what? How did you do that?
Yeah, Dustar's struggling in this lane. He can't really do much. He actually went for the boars, and he's still not able to kill them, which is bad. The Hawk is working real overtime here, and Dustar's like, okay, there's a Hawk here, but if you waste a sentry on the Hawk, it's not really worth it now that sentries are actually numbered most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Even if you get your gold back, it's not really worth it, because you just wasted a whole sentry on that. And look at Lifestealer trying to do the best to just kill the Hawk.
No,
The boar,
denied.
sorry. No, nice deny.
Denied
And-
by Frank. Yeah, already Faker is having a pretty crappy time here. There's
Yeah.
another LSA. He's trying to go for the healing salve, immediately canceled by Faker, and he's going to be forced to use all his regen, nearly dies. And doesn't really have a whole lot of regen to work with here. Still has, I guess, 3 tangos, but it's not going to be healing too quickly as they will get first blood then. The bottom lane, perhaps even a +1 as Chris got in trouble. Timado is going to get a double kill. Wow, okay.
I mean,
not
this lane
really
is impossible for them, dude. I'm not
It
really
is.
surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know how you play this lane, genuinely. Like, Brewmaster's actually so bad against Drow Ranger because that's part of the whole advantage in your lane. He's actually going for the magical damage Brewmaster build, which I think is the best way to play this lane, but it's just still so difficult. Especially with Eventual Spirit is great against Tiny. Like, it's just such a terrible matchup. Faker, though, in the mid lane is struggling against the Lina as I expected. Ryur's, I mean, he's doing a good job of lasting, but this is a slightly advantageous lineup for Lina. Now they finally killed Timado because he stayed in the lane too long, of course.
Faker taking a lot of attacks here, but he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. Top in trouble? No, the boar's already scaring off Duster. He's having a real fun game. Is again, not really much he can do. No wild axes build. I think he's just maybe planning on having the Hawk in a good position here, and then just making sure that if Duster even approaches, the boars are just constantly clicking on him, which makes
He
it
missed the deny.
for a very annoying time.
Yeah, I agree. And the Rubik, of course, like I mentioned earlier, the Fate Bolt's a great way to make sure that he can have a lot of impact in this lane. We're also seeing that Duster actually have to go for Living Armor level 1, which I've now seen. Usually you're going to just grasp level 1 to actually harass, but instead he's just dead weight here. In the middle lane, we're seeing Ryur Faker trying to kill Ryur, as in the bottom lane, Aretis does fall to the Tiny. They do have a lot of kill potential in this bottom lane, which is what they should be taking advantage of, but the actual laning is very difficult.
Yep. Yep. We don't actually have a point in the aura yet either. I don't want to say that's too surprising, but
Top? No, sorry, they're just grasp. Never mind. He's fine. He's fine.
yep, that slow is very annoying. Usually this is why you want to cut down all of his trees, because the Nature's Grass does do an additional 50% bonus damage if it's touching one tree. So if you cut all the trees down, it makes it real difficult for him to put down a good one here. Chris is getting right-click down. They will be going underneath the tier 1 tower. Avalanche cannot cancel the multi-shot, and a Fortify to make sure the tower does not click on Venge too much. Still gets hit twice by the tier 1, but it's going to be okay.
Now the Lina has actually stabilized the lane nicely against Ryur. He's actually quite happy with this, to be honest. The impact that Lina has to have in lane is much different than the impact that TA has to have, because TA is only playing to secure her own lane, whereas Lina is trying to also deny the enemy core. Look at that. It doesn't
deny.
really matter, though. That was not what Faker was going for. Like, Faker went for the rune because he could, but the reality is Faker doesn't care about that rune. It's much more before Lina here. Aretis will die, though, in the bottom lane. Maybe not. Multi-shot thanks to the Fairy Fire. The Gust.
Gust.
And Timado actually went for a level in Gust early. Rare, but very good in this particular matchup, especially
Yep.
against a Tiny.
Yep.
I like it. Good Timado.
Even against the Beastmaster, right? If he wants a thunderclap in your
Brewmaster.
face, Brewmaster, yes, thank you. You just push him back. Say no.
It's pretty good against both of them. But the build that... Oh, I don't like this build as much. I like the Brewmaster in this lane if you actually max the Cinder Brew. I've seen that build from a couple of pro Brew... Like, really, Brewmaster spammers, essentially. Very powerful. And now they want to go against him. No, he already has the one Drunken Brawler. He did trigger that Cinder Brew. I don't know how much that's going to do, though. Aretes wants to get the kill. Do they have enough range with the multi-shot? Aretes is just going to go for it. But he used that Wave of Terror a bit too early and can cancel himself now. Chris got used. In the top lane, though, Duster is in trouble. Telekinesis, so they can't go into Nature's Grasp. Duster will fall.
Not as bad as a start as I thought it would be actually for Midas Club, but it's still early on. We'll see. I thought it was going to be a lot worse at this particular point. Faker, like you're saying, he's already kind of stabilized this mid lane though, and he's going to now be able to actually get some damage in. Duster is going to TP mid, refill the bottle of his Lina, even put down a little sentry ward. That'll give some nice gold there to Rayor. Actually, now it's going to go to Duster now, thankfully. But just make sure that those traps don't let him kill. Lina, like you said, relies on her movement speed, and if you can slow her down, you don't even really need the damage from the traps, just so long as you can get that move slow applied. It's going to do quite a number, or allow the TA to do quite a number for Lina.
And poor Brewmaster. It's actually a really good matchup on top of that because when you go for the Drunken Brawler, the evasion is useless against Marksmanship, right? Because Marksmanship just pierces right through it. So it can be really, really tough. And we're already seeing Chris God losing his lane hard. And Brewmaster, very similarly to Slardar, is a hero that really relies on getting a good lane. But the difference between Brewmaster and Slardar is that Slardar can be useful with a bad lane. Brewmaster really cannot. You're the most snowball hero. In fact, you're a bad hero in this meta. I was very surprised by his pick, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say he's the second most snowball hero, probably after a Tusk, just because, you know, he turns into a snowball. But
actually, that's a good point. Besides your stupid joke, it was actually really true. Because Tusk is kind of useless in the mid game if you don't snowball on the lane.
I mean, you never needed to let me finish, because that's what I was going to say, but yeah. I
want to let the joke pass, you know, unnoticed. I wanted to acknowledge that joke.
Yeah, no, he snowballs hard. But no, I agree with you. Same thing here on Chris God, especially because it's like, I wouldn't even do this game, right? Even if you do get a blink, guess what? There's still so many stuns waiting for you. It's so difficult to really get a good engagement here. But they're going to try. Midas, they're going to smoke bottom. Oh, Aretes is going to be the one to break the smoke. DD rune activated on Rayor. Can they find Timado? A little stun there. Avalanche. We do have a toss. Creep nearby, but he's going to grab the right one here. LSA will connect shortly after the gust. And that'll be a kill then on Timado. Duster as well. Oh my goodness, everyone is here, dude. Duster's got a friend inside of him.
Oh my goodness, you're true. You're right.
I do be true.
I do be. You speak the truth.
I speak truth.
Midas takes down the Dry Ranger, the Venture Spirit. Not bad. But I don't think Go Boys cares as much because you also have a carry in the mid lane, right? And this carry in the mid lane is going to come online before Dry Ranger. Dry Ranger is not a hero that has big item timings, particularly just a hero that just scales nicely as the game goes on. Very similar to Phantom Lancer for the most part. So it's much more important to get the TA.
Oh, they're defending bottom.
Yeah, because they want to fight this. They know the Brew is very weak. They can at least get one kill here. Frank is joining in. Oh, wow. Faker actually coming in. Yeah. That's a surprise to me.
They're like, you guys bring all 5 heroes? What if we do it too? We're going to bring all 5 heroes down bottom too, huh? You like that?
I think that's kind of a loss, to be honest. Like, yeah, you defend this tower and you almost took top tower, but Beastmaster could have just traded this and you would have continued farming on the TA and played around her instead. By doing this, you lost a lot of time farming. Brewmaster recovered nicely with experience there, and the Lifestealer does not get punished for this completely unnecessary gank inside the Rune Protector, right?
I agree. I thought Beastmaster's doing a good thing there. He was cutting the top wave. He was doing some stuff. I saw him TP, and I was like, where are they going? And then all of a sudden, the top bottom of tier 1 was obscured by the TP circles, and I went, okay, I guess they're all going bottom. And you saw all 10 heroes in this area this early on into the game. Didn't expect that one, but everyone's now going to start returning to their lanes here, and some semblance of normalcy.
Oh, Faker, Life Strike Array in the middle of the toss. That's a new one. That's a really good calculation by Rayor. Who needs ping? Anyway, Faker, realizing he cannot kill him, so he hits him once just to test the waters. You know, you gotta hit him once to see if it deals damage. There we go, Magic Missile. Now they can actually murder him. Rayor got too close, and with a melt, he might also finish off Amin. Amin tries to toss the TA, but there's a shield on him.
Yep.
And Faker even plays with Amin's dead corpse.
Refraction maxed, so that's going to be a tough target there for the side of Midas. They're TPing bottom again. Okay, there's the roar.
Is a good kill this time.
Yeah.
Do they have telekinesis? They do not. Okay. All right, I was hoping they would have a follow-up for that stun, something, but they didn't, so that happened.
Artia, by the way, has a 2-level advantage over the Lina. Nearly has the full Blink Dagger already. It's going to be very difficult here for Midas to withstand this first power spike coming out for the TA. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's tough. The TA is really, really strong. She has this game she had a decent lane, and particularly this game she's also just a particularly good carry, right? Because she counters the Lifestealer really nicely. She bursts down Tiny also easily. Trim Protector similarly. Like, you have 2 supports on armor.
that also can't cancel TPs, by the way. She's even good against the Lina in the mid team because you can just deal with the Laguna play. It's a really good TA game in general. I think that's why they picked it, regardless of what the lane felt like.
And you even have a Venge for her, right?
Yeah.
Which is just like an extra cherry on top. You're completely right for all these other reasons. It's not like Aretes is going to die.
Even Drow is good with TA because you give it the extra attack speed with the marksmanship sometimes,
yeah.
especially at pushing.
It's great. I mean, these are just, again, extra things that are nice, but because there's no more quote-unquote Drow strats like we had in the olden days. Thank God. That was like the most terrible thing in the game. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because you know what was also bad was Beastmaster getting freaking Necro 3 12 minutes into the game and then you losing at 20 minutes. That was also pretty bad.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You know what I do miss though, Avo? Legitimately? Level 1 Roches. Oh, there's the toss, actually. They actually do end up getting a hurl boulder out to Timala, followed up by an avalanche, an even bigger rock. Oh my goodness, Timala can't even get a gust off. Finally, we'll get one, but guess what? Earth Panda doesn't care. He's going to throw another rock at you or hurl another boulder. There's the swap. They've gotten the kill into one. Yeeted up into the tornado. Will be our TA as Vengeful Spirit getting controlled. At this should end up going down. One more Thunderclap will do the job. Faker, though, with the Blink Dagger underneath the tier 1 tower. Onto Rayur, cannot get that kill. Now they have burst through the refraction charges here on Faker, TPing on in. His Lifestealer as well. Do they have detection? They don't need it.
They have area damage, Seek and Strike. That's all they need. Detection is for losers who don't have area damage.
Radiant's bottom
All right,
tower
well, that was
is
pretty bad for Eagle Boys, honestly. You lost your two main cores there, which is Drow and TA. You can't really play around them. Pause. What's the problem, guys?
Robistar.
Yeah, I don't think that's exists.
Nah, it's not Brazilian. Wouldn't it be Brazilian for Midas? Because they paused?
All right, sorry. I don't think they exist in Brazil. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. And Peru is always in my head, you know.
Peru in his mind, Peru in his heart.
Yeah. Spanish in my passport.
Spanish in his passport and Wikipedia. Still Infesladin. Not a bad spell to steal, actually, to be honest. It's kind of nice. You can always give it to a core. Get out of here, man. Time to run. Very fun. Timalo, though, after that one, yeah, he just got jumped, right? Kind of. I mean, immediately, they actually tossed the Beastmaster on him, which is one way of making sure that he can get his ulti off and be useful. Because guess what? He doesn't have a blink, and he's not going to be able to build one. He needs to go for a Vanguard first, right? He definitely needs some defensive items.
You mean what? You mean Beastmaster?
I mean Beastmaster, yes. Timalo does not go for a Vanguard. That would be silly.
No, Beastmaster doesn't need a Vanguard. He's going for Vlads, dude.
What?
No, he's not going for a Vanguard. Look at his items. How would he go for a Vanguard? I've never seen Beastmaster for Vanguard.
Brewmaster, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I get confused. I always get confused over them in CK as well.
Faker.
Oh, good
Nice.
swap.
Good. The magic missile. This will fall. Do toss the Lifestealer. Oh, but they stole him fast.
Yeah.
So they saved Faker with the extra movement speed.
Yeah.
Very well done.
I told you that was going to be useful.
That was going to be useful. Yeah.
It's a good spell to steal. This time they're going to get LSA. Not too bad.
Yeah, I guess now it's better, right? Because you're as a support. Yeah, I can see the point of that.
Yeah, it's a really good spell.
Chris Scott doesn't have the primal split, by the way, so they could kill him here. So they have the damage, though. You have Gust here, push him back, not ideal. Faker from behind, Justy took the Trim Protector down. The Avatar comes and deal enough damage. Kid wants to go in. He hits the sentry before he hits him. And the Rayur coming in from the side, not going to work. Chris Scott in a similar situation. He's trying to get the ulti off.
He does?
He does get it off.
What?
Going for Slathin in the ultimate, but they're killing his Panda super easily, and the swap saves Slathin. Poor Chris Scott will fall. And guys, that is why.
Wow.
That is why Brewmaster sucks so much. Even when you get your ultimate off, if you're up against the right lineup, you can just kill his pandas. Back in the day, that used to be the strongest ultimate in the game. Like, it was such a huge tempo swing.
Yeah.
Nowadays, 3 pandas, what do I care?
Yeah, I mean, they did actually buff him a little bit. I think both the fire and the storm panda used to be like made out of paper. You would just like hit them 3 times. Like you would be a lion and you would be like right click them 4 times and they would both die.
Yeah.
Now
but then the earth one is hard.
No, the earth one is really what we're talking.
But with TA plus Drow, though, the earth one falls so easily because you have so much physical damage, which is how you beat him. And of course, if you also decide to not run away and go against a support because you're like, haha, I'm Brewmaster, I'm so good. No. I mean, I hate to tell you this, but the memo is Brewmaster is just really trash right now. I love the hero so much. I wish he was played in competitive, but at least the way that people play it in competitive nowadays is 2 builds. One is the magical damage build with Cinder Brew and Thunderclap, right? Which you actually go for Veil of Discord and tries to just amplify your damage as much as possible, which kind of works for the laning stage. Another one I've seen is the physical damage build, taking advantage of the Drunken Brawler as opposed to Primal Split. But nobody even uses that skill anymore. Like, Primal Split genuinely is a terrible skill nowadays.
Yeah, unfortunately, not too
Very
fun.
unfortunate.
It gets better when you hit level 20, but like You get
Oh
a
yeah.
level 20
Once
for
you hit
that.
level 25, you're pretty decent with Primal Split, but then you're like, okay. I mean, okay, right?
Yeah.
My hero becomes useful at level 25, guys. Just wait. Just wait.
And of course, Ice Frog has nerfed the, because he was kind of reliant on the talents, right? So he got nerfed by 20%. Maybe you could put a number on it. Further than that, the game slowed down as well.
Yeah,
so
why'd
he
they
got
nerf
nerfed
his
further.
talents particularly? Like,
Ice Frog nerfed everyone, okay? He loves all his children equally and hates them all equally.
right? But
So
Brewmaster got nerfed much more because he was so dependent on his talents. Like heroes like Brewmaster and Razor were like, all right, I know you were in the dumpster before, but now I'm just gonna yeet you into outer space like we're playing a game of Among Us.
I've never played that game before. I don't understand the reference.
Some people will.
Among Us?
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Oh, it's maybe is that the game that has 10 times the viewership of Dota 2 on Twitch?
Yes, it does. Yes, yes.
You'll
You
Scepter?
might be thinking of
Beastmaster in trouble. It's Frank. He's dead.
I don't know, it's easy. Goodbye, Frank. Midas is doing a decent job this game, honestly, but they haven't, like, Eagle Boys hasn't even picked up their tempo. Now, finally, with this later on the TA, they should be able to fight here if they want to. I would imagine the smoke comes out later. I'm wondering where Midas hits their peak right now, because they really have very much of an early mid-game draft with Lifestealer. It's not like they have a great
Yeah.
late game either.
He is going for, I mean, I do like the build here for Kid, right? He's going to be going for the Halberd as we're going to see Team Aldo blow one person up. Probably Faker doing the bulk of the damage with Team Aldo, maybe just getting a right click in there.
Yeah, but he gets the kill, dude. He deserves it.
It's
He's
the
kid.
kill. It was a solo kill. He did a whole 277 damage compared to 900, right?
Yep.
This
Yeah, yeah.
is a kill. Yeah, I mean, they are going to be maybe looking to fight earlier on. I do like the Halberd, right? A 5-second undispellable disarm against basically two of the important cores here for the Eco Boys. Oh my goodness. Poor Roshan. Oh, Lord. He had like maybe 2 armor there.
Well done, Faker. Takes the Aegis now. You can go ham. You should be going ham, to be honest. I wish that Frank would also rotate with his team because he went for the medallion build. So I would hope that he would be more active with like smokes and stuff. But I think Eagle Boys is taking this game really chill because they know they can.
This minus armor strat's insane as well.
They're gonna kill Rayur? No, okay. 2 hits not enough. It is still Alina. She still has some armor. She activated regen rune. She got help with a living armor, so it's fine. Faker still stays in this middle lane though. They could punish this maybe. Light Strike Array. There they go. Kid. Refraction's finally off. 40 seconds until next refraction. They swap him. Over goes stolen by the Rubik, which will stop the Lina and the Life Stealer, but Rubik will have to die. Force TA. Did you have to be there, Faker?
Yeah,
No.
that felt a bit silly. He's gonna now maybe try and turn once again. Okay.
Oh. This one is better though, because he's a high gun. He's not fighting near a
Yeah,
tower.
and he does have a ward here as well.
Right, yeah, I like this play. Yeah,
Okay, there we
they
go.
have their
Now-
team nearby, pushing top
this
as well,
is-
which is the right play.
This is much better.
Yeah, he goes for Amin, I presume. Yeah, because Amin has no armor. Oh, Faker retreats in time. They see Rayur. Like, can we go on him?
Refraction.
Not
is
if
up.
Faker gets Yule Sceptered. He still has an Aegis though. They swap him because they don't want to lose it just yet. Aretes will fall as a result. Goodbye, Aretes. And
man.
Faker is forced to fight here. Amin dies to the boar as Faker loses his Aegis, but they did control the outpost, which means now they can TP back in. Rubik is on his way back. They have Promo Roar still. They stun the Beastmaster for now. Rayur in trouble as he tries to Laguna Blade a refraction. That is not going to go through no matter how much damage you put against that shield. That's not how refraction works. Chris God will also
step
fall
away
easily.
from him. He
doesn't
was
matter.
doing no damage.
He doesn't care. Look at that Kid as well. Fate Bolt, they force him to rage, but they're going to go for the high ground now. They might not have Aegis, but they have all the courage in the world. That's what matters here. Oh, and he stole the Primals.
Oh, that's always a fun one to steal on the Rubik.
Yeah, that's actually better on Rubik nowadays than it is on BS.
True. I mean, any spell is better on Rubik by definition, but yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, you get my point, though.
Yeah.
Duster's like, guys, I'm running out of trees. I'm running out of trees, boys. I only have Tranquil Boots. Oh, he's baiting Faker. He's baiting Faker. He wants Faker to go on him. Faker didn't need to be baited. They're still going to go on him after all. Multi-shot actually finishes off Amin. Forced that into the low ground. His team is there to save him. Life Strike Array won't hit in time.
Faker just sat there because he was facing the right direction, just waiting for the Force Staff. He's like, I'll wait. I'm the core. You'll force me down. I know you will.
I'm wondering how many of these plays Faker's like, hey guys, can I go in here? Or Faker's just there and go, save me, please. And
Yep.
the Eagle Boy's like, okay, fine, dude.
Yeah, both swap charges they're used to get him out out of a very near-death experience. I mean, I guess that's what the Venge does, right? Gets you to overkick, gives you to commit, gets you to use your spells.
I hate when they overcake. It's the worst. My carry's constantly overcaking.
It's just too
my
much
buttons.
cake, you know? It's like whenever there's a Luna, is that all, what are you going to do with all that cake, Luna?
Oh, they get kill Rayur, apparently. Oh, they actually telecate him away from the multi-shot, but it's fine. Rayur's still dead. They try to go against Timado. He still has the Hurricane Pike holding on to it. There's a swap to get in some more space, and now he continues to hit Chris God, who does not yet have that primal split, so he's going to fall in a matter of seconds.
Duster's
They
bought
even...
back.
Yeah, Duster's bought back, and Duster died back. And now they can go for your tower.
And this one very, very quickly just has fallen off the cliff and has been yeeted into space. And Ego Boys really, really cracked this one wide open here. 14k up already, 20 minutes in. And this is going to be then the second lane of Barracks. There's still a tier 1 standing bottom. But honestly, with this push, they could probably just about go middle here if they wanted to. And they are, yeah. I mean, it's just it's so strong. It's so strong, this push. It's incredible. Bonus agility as well for Faker. The freaking inner beast as well. Or, like, what do you do? Chris God's going to use the ultimate, but, I mean, look at that. That poor Flame Panda just burns up.
Is under attack.
Even he almost dies. Look at this. Dylan's like, I almost killed that thing. I want to end its life. Chris God not popping up. That's going to be another Primal Split stolen. Thank you very much. Zalian, can he use it? No. His is... Oh, he's still Drunken Brawler, unfortunately. Big Gust, though, will connect onto 2. Faker then making the jump in as the throne now exposed. Faker 12, 1, and 5, looking to close this one out as the throne being attacked here. Gets another kill there onto Duster before we can get the ulti off, and then play the game as the Ancient will explode.
Oh, wow,
Disconnect out from
disconnected.
Midas. There we go.
Report Lina is-
Lina.
As we said, neither Lina nor Lifestealer... Sorry, Lina, Lifestealer, Brewmaster were not part of Midas, so... Yeah. Nope, that's it.
That's it. That's it. I mean, you said it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say to this, guys. I know people will get angry about this, especially if you bet on the match. I already see some people, but we did give you all the information beforehand. They're playing with 200 plus ping with 3 players that are not usually on their team. I honestly don't know what you expect Midas Club to do. Genuinely, like we could blame them all day long if you want to, because they didn't play the best game in the world. It is true. Their draft was not the best. It was better than last one, to be honest. But like, you're playing with 200 ping, seriously. Beyond what that does to your mechanical skill, what that does to your mental ability to play the game, because you're constantly being frustrated, it's just so difficult to play like a game like that. I don't think this is the kind of game you should judge Midas on, or you should care about, honestly.
Yep, I agree. I agree, Alvaro. But that's going to be our first series done and dusted, as we will now have our next series coming up soon. Is going to be, I know it's Quincy. It's Quincy versus...
It's Quincy versus
Team Brazil.
Team Brazil.
So
we
we
get the
Francis Lee.
Yeah, we get the second Brazilian matchup of the day, and it's gonna be 2 USC games, so a slight advantage for Quincy, but not too much this time, right? Should be, at least. We'll see how that goes, as we'll get to see our second Brazilian team play shortly. For now, my name is Mr. Raven Plus here with Seek and Strike Dota.
Yeah.
Remember to follow us on this channel, and we'll come back in like 18 minutes.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, we will actually have a short break here, so stretch your legs, get a snack, drink some water, and join us for our second series in just a bit. We'll see you then.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to The Voice of the Realm, your nightly, daily
TV radio show.
TV radio show.
We're a TV radio show podcast. Get with the times,
All right,
boomers.
I just want to point out, guys.
Sorry,
Who here?
I'm a boomer to Alvaro. He watches radio on his TV. That's really what this is about.
Who here has radio stations on their TV? Please, non-Americans, help me out here.
Okay, so the thing is,
Is this a thing just in Spain?
the thing is, you are casting in any tournament, so you have to realize any of your public pleas for help are going to be met with a bunch of K-Konas like myself in chat going, no, of course not. Why would you ever just turn on your radio? What, you don't have a radio? They're like $5. Go to the Goodwill and you get one.
I have never bought a radio in my life. I don't know how expensive they are.
You know how many radios you buy in America?
How many radios do you buy in America?
That's actually on your school supplies list. You need to bring a radio to school.
I got my pencils, I got my
pencils.
notebooks, and my radio, so I can
Honestly,
listen to NPR.
it's just a really crappy thing, unfortunately, because all the schools are so underfunded in the U.S. You know, you have to
Oh, right.
you have to bring
You don't
you
get
have to bring
laptops.
pencils. You know, if your last name starts with this letter, you have to bring some. You have to help the teacher. You have to bring some dry erase board markers. You know,
What is this,
if you're-
what is this discrimination
this is-
based on letters?
Well, no, it's if you're it's because every letter has an assigned thing, for example, right? Because then because otherwise the teacher has to spend like $1,000 on supplies, you know, like a bunch of tissue boxes, for examples. It's, again, the schools are underfunded. It's a real
That
shame.
sucks. That sucks.
So that's me. That's me explaining that reference for you who does not get it, because I
That's
don't know
super
if it's the
sad.
same thing in Europe. But yeah, you have to bring.
it is.
Your school supply list generally includes some things that you would almost expect the school to supply.
Like
but-
tissues is really sad.
Yeah, like
Don't you guys use
tissues is a big
toilet
one.
paper?
In my high school, no, not toilet paper, but they do provide you that one
No, we
ply
use
good
TP.
stuff.
We didn't have tissues. We just used TP.
Oh no, we use tissues. You see, it's because we have good noses. I don't know. That's the dumbest thing.
Oh no, it's because I was a Dota player, right? So I always learned always carry TP with you. Yeah, we have a match.
Now I have a TP slot.
talking about Dota, we have a match in front of us. It's Brazil versus Quincy Crew. Quite exciting for this match. Because Quincy Crew, you know, they've been up and down. Depends on the day, honestly, for them.
Yeah, they're 2-2-2 right now.
Yeah, but they need these points, honestly, to ensure they can make it to the middle of the brackets and not fall. Though Midas just lost 2-0, so maybe not that scary anymore.
They really do need these points still, though, just because it's 2-2-2 it's just okay, right? Because what that gives you 6 points total of a lot of matches potentially. I think they've scored half the points that they can. Yeah, they've scored literally half the points that they can.
And Brazil, on the other hand, they actually also middle table as well. Actually, similar position to Quincy Crew, doing a bit better, if I'm not mistaken, than Quincy. But they have been showing some promise. I've actually liked them recently because they've been showing some progress as a team.
Yeah,
which is what
definitely.
I always look for. You know, I don't think they've ever been a bad team, but there's been a while which I just saw them stagnate in terms of skill level. And recently, I've seen them kind of hungry to play again. So it's nice to see them as well.
Yeah, Team Brazil is, by the way, just checking here. They're 1-3-0, so they're 5-3 overall.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Considering they played less games than Quincy.
They have
Many
right?
less
So,
games than Quincy.
yes.
Quincy has played 12 games. They played 8.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. They have been playing really nicely, specifically around Sir Francis Lee, I got to say. And by the way, before we keep moving on, it's not technically today. It's Quincy playing tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow technically is going to be the day. They are. So I'm going to save it for tomorrow.
Okay. We'll see. Team Brazil, they start off with the Elder Titan, Marana, and Sanking. Marana is a flea special. Then the Elder Titan, of course, very, very strong for Team Brazil particularly. But I'm wondering exactly why they pick it. Maybe to prevent the Terror Blade. And now the Sanking. Sanking, Marana, strong lane. Whereas Quincy Crew, they're actually testing something that Force Zoomers has done a fair amount. And not just Force Zoomers, though. A lot of teams have tried this out, which is the Omnight 5 with the Sven carry. Very, very powerful combination. Particularly good against long stuns or stuns that are like not consistent stuns, right? Particularly things like Echo Stomp or the Arrow or the Burrow Strike, right? You Heavenly Grace him and you can't really follow up with anything.
The stomp is actually really, really annoying to deal with, generally speaking, just because it's so great against the Sven. Just, hey, no one touch him, kill the rest of his team real quick.
That's true, it's true.
It's
And
a-
you can easily zone them out with it.
It's a pretty long sleep as well if you actually let him sleep for the duration. No, but you're right. We have been seeing more. The great thing about Omni is that he's just such a terrible hero right now, except for Heavenly Grace. He's just so bad. In some matchups, he can actually excel, I would say, specifically if you're against a melee hero, because then you can
As
just
an
mount
offlane,
theirs.
you mean.
I was gonna say even as a support, right? Because then you get an Orb of Venom, you pick up a point in the what's it called, the aura right around you,
Degen aura.
the degen aura. That's right, and you kind of just run people down. There's nothing they can do. You whack them with your hammer. You don't have a lot of damage, but they also can't really afford to fight you there, especially with purification. But we'll see.
That was the old KP Omnight. He used to taunt all the time and just walk around.
He would just smack people, and it was incredible. He was really good with it. But yeah, there's the TB pick for Brazil. Okay, yeah, Costa Bill Brazil, right? Why
It's
not?
pretty
Costa,
solid.
Costa Bill TB.
Yeah, I like it a lot against the Sven though, because TB usually tanks the early hurt from the early damage from the Sven, and later on once you get Scotty, you can kite him rather easily, so it's not too difficult. I don't think he's too phased by the Heavenly Grace, and since you already picked up the ET, right, it protects your Timber. So
Yeah, but he is kind of phased by the GA, which I'm surprised they pick it. Well, it's not that great of a save for Quincy, of course.
Oh, I guess you're right.
But you know, that's literally all of TB's damage, right? It's all physical. Again, I think this is just something you have to deal with. This is something that the supports have to deal with.
Because like, what
sure
K
they can
would
jump.
you pick, right? To do
That,
it?
I agree, and that's what I'm saying. You know, is this is something you just kind of have to deal with. But you know, if your team is unable to really check that box initially, because this is like a precursor to killing Sven, you know, welcome to killing Sven 101. If he's got an Oracle or an Omni Knight, make sure you force out the GA early or force out the False Promise early, and then you can look to engage the Sven, right? There's not really much a particular carry you can do. What are you can do? Pick Axe Core? Like, no, of course not.
Okay. Pugna pick. So what I was thinking actually for Brazil is maybe they could also pick up a mid laner that could grab Nullifier, you know, at some point, because that's so good against the Omnet in general, particularly against the GA, as you mentioned. But Pugna is certainly not a mid laner. However, Pugna does bring a lot of magical damage to the table. And what I like about Pugna is that his matchup against Viper is really good. So if Quincy Crew flexes that Viper, no problem, not a big deal. Pugna does suffer against Sven when he gets the 15 level talent, because of course the crap gets dispelled with that Stormhammer, but you know, that's at level 15. Pugna is not that useful anymore at that point. I think Brazil wants to play this relatively quick and then play for Protect 1 with Terrorblade afterwards.
Yeah.
How does Quincy answer the Pugna pick, though, in the mid lane? Because they got rid of Lina. The Zeus they got rid of those two as well. Because, yeah, those suck against Netherward, but they're really good against Pugna in lane. Because you want something that can deal magical damage, ideal, and that has some range. Lesh is not really viable, I would say. I don't know. It's kind of tough against the Pugna in the mid game.
LC mid? No,
Void Spirit's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Because you still have the shield to last it with, of course. And the Decrepify bothers you, but not enough, because you can just have the shields around that.
Yeah, I think...
You can dissimulate build even if you want to avoid Nether Blast.
Yeah, that's right. He's got a lot of ways to avoid it. The thing is, Pugna, I think he gets an early point, not too early, of course, but like maybe level 3, you put a point into the Nether Ward, and then Quinn, he's got to make a decision if he's going to lose a lot of his mana or if he's going to eat probably 5 or 6 auto attacks from the Pugna to destroy it.
Yeah, but you have the shield to protect against the auto attacks, right?
You do, but then you're using the shield, which is going to hurt you for the Nether Ward.
Yeah, but
and
then
Pugna, and then you don't have the shield to tank the creep wave a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if that's that difficult of a matchup. What I also like about Void Spirit is that
I still like it though.
Once the Pugna hits level 6, usually you.
Oh, there's no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I'm saying usually you destroy any mid laner. That's the idea. You life drain them, you kick them out of lane, and you push the lane. Against Void Spirit, it's very similar to Storm. It's just impossible.
No,
Once you
you're
hit level
right.
6, it's just not.
No, I mean you're totally right about that. That's a good point.
I like the pick for Quincy Crew. I don't know if Team Brazil has enough to deal with as Omnight Sven. It's kind of a strong pick, and I don't think Pugna or Sanking are both enough to deal with him. And I like your point about GA to deal with Costa Vida Terrorblade. It should give you enough time, barely, just to kill him, right? That's the
Yeah,
idea.
pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Or your War can just activate his Satanic in that time, you know, because it's not like the stuns are going to be too long for Team Brazil. Maybe a 5-second arrow into a stomp from King Jungles, but then you're probably not locking down the rest of the team, right? It's going to be close, but I think honestly SVG on the Omni Knight can really make some waves here for Quincy, so I'm going to prefer their draft. As well as I think the last pick Void Spirit's really good.
Yep, I agree. I'm going to prefer Quincy's draft as well, but it all depends on the execution. I also love the Viper versus Terrorblade lane, by the way, which we haven't even spoken about, but it's a really, really good lane. So.
Oh, Lelis loves Viper. I can't believe I forgot. Yeah, Lelis loves the hero. He's so good on it too.
I think they were trying to make it off lane, hence the mid picks, but you also always have to be wary when you pick up a mid laner that they can't just flex you mid lane and destroy you with Viper, right? Because if you pick a DK, for example, they're like, yeah, I mean, Lelis loves to play it, but we also want a free lane, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
Let's see what happens, though, as the game is about to go underway. And
Make sure you guys follow us on Twitch to get updated whenever we're going live. That way you can join our hive.
Welcome, everyone. Game number 1 getting underway of our second and final series of the day. We got a bit of a shorter game here for you guys, rather a shorter day, but no worries. Do not fret. No te preocupes. We're going to be back tomorrow for 4 best-of-2s, Alvaro. 4 best-of-2s.
Yeah, today that's why we get a break day, right? That's the whole point. We get a little break day.
Break day, quote-unquote, right? It's still working, but no, yeah, you're totally right. As we're going to be getting underway here with this series, Quincy Crew versus Team Brazil. Both teams currently kind of fighting to still have, at this point, hopes for at least the bottom, or for the mid 4, which will get you into the lower bracket.
Yep.
Quincy, it's still very possible for actually technically both of these teams if they just win all their matches to make a run for the upper bracket as well. But for right now, I think elimination it's looming, right? It's the elephant in the room that both of these teams have to make sure that they deal with here at some point.
Oh, look, nice play by Brazil. They avoid the Viper versus TB lane. That's good. I don't think Viper versus SK is too bad for Lelis either. I don't know how bothered Quincy is going to be by this. I think the Sven might struggle a bit. Yeah, I mean, you have an other Titan against this lane. It's going to be a bit tough. But Sven is a hero that can recover in the jungle, so it's not too awful, right? It's just you're going to give a TB a much for your lane. It's a good idea by Team Brazil. I didn't really think about it. I thought they were just going to eat the lanes, but this is a pretty nice choice. And I like what your Wire is doing. Harass the Stormhammer. You know TB has low HP. Take advantage of it as much as you can.
Yeah, of course. High armor, so you don't want to even bother right-clicking him. Just throw frickin' Stormhammer at him. Damage isn't too bad, to be honest. 110 damage for 110 mana. It's not awful.
Yep.
Some supports have even worse, efficiency than that. Speaking of efficiency, middle lane, calm, cool, and collected Quinn is going to be here doing quite decent. 6-2 already early on versus our Pugna. We'll see what he takes at level 3. I still think a point in the Netherward is just so damn annoying for basically anyone in the game, to be honest, especially in Dire Tide. That's why we used to see like position 4, position 5 Pugna just walk into lane with a level 1 Netherward and just plop that thing down. So annoying.
I don't know. I'm not sure if they're actually going to go for it this late, to be honest with you. I don't know if it warrants... Because obviously point Nether Ward makes you much weaker in the mid... Or not much weaker.
It does.
Slightly
No,
weaker,
it does make you weaker. It's important to know, because you're going to be a level behind where you would probably like to be.
In fact, I think this is the perfect build for Quinn. Talk about builds, right? I love the... Usually you don't see this, because there's no point in getting Resonant Pulse and Dissimilate in this lane, but you have Dissimilate to avoid the Nether Blast, and then you have the Resonant Pulse to also bother the Pugna. In addition to getting last when you're the Crypt. It's nice.
Please. They forced out 2 of the leap charges here. MSS, though, he's going to be wise enough to not dive the tower with 1 leap charge still remaining on the bottom.
Yeah.
Doing a good job of just harassing a plenty here. Very, very annoying. And Ellis CSing for himself not too poorly either. Neither is actually, to be honest, Yawar. 10-3 on him here. It's pretty good. Pretty good here. We're going to have probably a level 2 meta in about 30 seconds coming his way, however, as King jungles. Looking to get some more damage here.
I like the point you made, actually, because this lane is tough for Costabile now. Oh, there we go. Gonna get a kill. At the Fairy Fire. Is that going to be enough? Nice stomp.
Oh no, the courier. That's gonna work.
No, it's okay. It's a support core. You don't want that one. Yeah, the Terrorblade is going to have a tough time this lane when he doesn't have meta, right? It's only when he has meta that he can beat the Sven. And then without the meta, it's up to King Jungles to put a lot of pressure here. It's not the easiest thing against the Omni. This is where the Omni actually excels. You know, 2 melee laners, a melee laner that wants to trade with you, which means Purification's really good against them.
For now, though, right, because he is going to be out of mana. 3 mangoes, so he does have a few to pop in case of emergency, as they're going to get a kill down bottom. Lellis and the Clockwork running them down into the cogs, and we'll be able to just get plenty of damage.
Yeah, that's why I think that they weren't too bothered by this lane swap, because Lelis will still have a really good lane. When you play a Viper off lane, you need him to pop off to some degree, you need to have him a good lane, and, well, against Sanking, I don't think that's a problem, really, right? And stopping Sanking is also a big deal. We saw yesterday in the Zoomers for the Beast Coast how Whisper popped off if you had a really, really good lane, right? There's a lot of impact that you have by the Sanking, especially in the early mid-game, because when Epicenter is actually a good skill,
okay,
not absolute trash.
To be honest, Costabile's still actually kind of behind the 8 ball here a bit. That's going to be now his second meta this game, 13-7. Yawar can actually begin doing a little bit more damage, actually approach the creep wave here without just dying. So it's of some slight concern here so far for Costabile. We'll see. We'll see. It's only going to get a little bit better for him here and here here out, actually, as he gets more and more points into the meta. But at this rate, he might be booted into the jungle pretty early. It's going to be my main concern.
Look at the Pugna, by the way. He didn't go for the point under ward. I think he's just prioritizing the mid game. Because he knows, right, he needs to do a lot in this mid game, and kicking this Void Spirit at lane is going to be really tough. You don't get that advantage with a life drain, so I kind of get it. And Quinn is so confident, he doesn't actually even go for the point and stun, right? He's actually just trying to win this lane as much as he can and get a lot of space. Let's not forget that the Pugna, when he starts to rotate, the idea is that you try to get a kill and then maybe a tower, whereas the Void Spirit has a lot more freedom when it comes to rotations. His killing potential is much, much higher here. And I would even say you can actually rotate top to kill TEB. Shouldn't be too difficult for this Void Spirit.
Maybe a little
With a
bit.
Sven and Omni?
Maybe a little bit without the follow-up on Aether Remnant, depending on what his HP is looking at.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just because, of course, he does have high armor. Purification's great. The only right is pure damage, but it's only level 2 right now. I mean, I should amend my statement. Omni Knight is only level 2. The Purification is not even level 2 yet, right? Yeah. So it is a little bit difficult, but overall, I do agree with you. Maybe both Astral Steps are going to need to commit, but just seeing at where the lane's at right now, Costa Bill is pretty defensively positioned here. As they get another kill into King RD. This time, Loveless just taking him down with the poison. Still in XP range. Viper Strike now available for Sir Francis Lee. And he might just even eat one here. Earn already applied. MSS forcing out the leap charge. He's got 2 more. And just going to be forcing Flea out of experience rage here.
Huh? For now, in the top lane, Costa Vida's actually recovered. Oh, what? He was waiting for the Metamorphosis before he used that Stormhammer there, but now Costa Vida should have more domination in the lane, mainly because of King Jungle's appearance here. The Allotime is really, really powerful, but it's up to Quinn to even this out. And after all, the 2 heroes you want to snowball, which is Viper and Void Spirit, and having a good lane, right? Whereas you're stopping the enemy team's Space Creators here. So the Terrorblade will have to work overtime. I think Costa Vida is really good for that, though, because I think his Terrorblade is particularly good for controlling lanes, and he fights relatively, earlier than RDO.
There goes Quinn.
We'll
He's
see.
rotating.
It is haste rune, by the way. No stun, though, as you mentioned earlier, which makes it a bit more difficult to get this kill. They pinged him. Nice.
They got a ward up as well. So, yeah, they're going to shut down that gank. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to really be getting too much. It's going to be a fruitless gank.
Yep.
No fruit for you.
No fruit. No. Unfortunately, only vegetables for this
Only
win.
vegetables. But yeah, pretty much ADR is not going to be able to actually boot this hero out of lane. Quinn, especially with his build, is going to be very, very confident and kind of just doing whatever the heck he pleases. King RD, though, bottom lane, needs a TP, is going to get one, but not before he is alive. So Francis Lee returns to the lane, but really can't do much to save his allies. They do have Dust for him. That is for this, the Sand King, so makes him really difficult to get much done. We got Sand King, King Jungles.
Radiant's top
A lot of
tower
kings.
is under attack.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, they're all kings in my heart. They're all
definitely.
kings in my heart, particularly all of Quincy crew, this game is also playing a lineup that they're very comfortable with as well. Not only comfort heroes in general, but also the idea of snowballing off the lanes, which they do really well. Well, I want to see if Brazil can deal with this, though, because if they can deal with this, like, early game power spike that Quincy can get, they do stand a chance just with the Terrorblade alone. Because, of course, Sven does run out of damage at some point, and TB is good against Sven in general.
The
but
haste
that's-
rune popped. MSS nearby, smoked up here under the ward, but is not going to probably able to make a jump here, especially with King Jungles nearby. And a third hero rotating on over. Sir Francis Lee
Radiant's bottom
is going
tower
to be able to
is
clear
under
this
attack.
camp nearby. And is not going to be able to actually break the smoke there. You know what's great is, oh, nice job there, King Jungles de-warding very wisely with the spirit. That was wise.
And they still haven't dewarded this this ward up top, huh? I was expecting them, because I thought they pinged it there when they
Oh,
rotated.
they
but
definitely
apparently
pinged it. I mean,
Radiant's
maybe
middle
now they're gonna
tower
go?
is
Oh.
under
no.
attack.
They have no sentries, though, so.
Quinn is
Yeah, Quinn is in trouble, or maybe it's 4TR who's in trouble. He still has Astral Step. He's keeping the last one, though, to evade this. Just fighting till the end. The simple way to avoid some of the Nether Blast damage. He could kill King Jungles, but he realizes they're all coming for him. The arrow is perfect!
Oh, he's
Look
dead.
at Sir Francis Lee! Almost guaranteeing the
Oh.
kill on Quinn, but the help from MSS saves his life. Well played there.
yeah,
Lee, on point with the arrow, though.
really great arrow, as you said. MSS saving the life of his core there with a simple cogs. Very, very nicely played. And that'll then shut down that kill attempt. Speaking of kill attempts, King RD, I'd switch on over him just to watch him die. This time I'm not missing anymore. I have like my spidey senses tingling. I go, I think Lelis is going to kill him again. Switch on over. There it is. That's as easy as the kills are for Viper in this lane, to be honest.
I mean,
Lelis,
what is the second to do, though?
Lelis is, you know, you're completely right. What is he to do? But Lelis is killing it right now. He's got 800 more gold than Quinn right now. I think it's too early. I mean, he looks like the mid laner. He's even, look at this. You see him levels, level 9, right? Level advantage. Net worth. Also, now 1,000 golds ahead. I mean, what the heck? What do you do?
Quinn is going to go to his lane. He's like, no, you can't be the mid laner, dude. I'm going to steal some farm here. Make sure you don't have such a good game. You're making me look bad, Lelis.
King RD is not having a fantastic time.
Oh, no, King RD.
Oh,
they find
no.
him again. Do they have a stun? They do have Ether Remnant, but Quinn didn't use it just yet. There we go. Gets close to him. Can't use it now. Dissimulate, sets up.
Solo
There's
kill.
something so clean about when he
MSS?
plays this
He's dead.
hero. Oh.
I agree. He's really good on the spirits. He's
Has been
I
killed.
don't know.
It's something about the performance. He makes it look so easy, you know, like getting that Ether Remnant and then into the Dissimulate, you know. He just knows all the tricks easily. It's very impressive. Always delight to cast this guy playing the spirits.
Sir
And
Francis
they
Lee
were
has
doing a good job, though, Brazil, trying to push his tower.
killed his core. Sir Francis Lee's going to go bottom now. He's going to run right into a Viper who could maybe kill him. Almost has a full rod of Atos on Lelis at 10 minutes. He's 4-0-0. So Lelis is going to run right into MSS. Sir Francis Lee using the ulti. They were hoping to go ahead and what is it? What's the term? Hammer and not sickle. Hammer and what are the things that you hit a hammer on when you're forging a sword? You also drop
Anvil.
them on
Hammer
coyotes.
and anvil.
An anvil, yes.
You should have opened with the second one. That's much more obvious, dude. How am I supposed to know how swords are made? They're going to try to take the tower down bottom now.
There's my Pangolier laugh for the day. SVG is going to maybe not die top lane, surprisingly. King RD just didn't want to leave his Sandstorm, couldn't be bothered. And that puts the field in trouble. Quinn, nice job there, dodging. They're going to be able to put the Viper to sleep for now, but King Jungles might be looking for a bit of a longer sleep. ADR using the life drain. I think defensively there is the wise option. Quinn didn't have, he did have Dissemblate, so he was going to be totally fine.
Yeah, guys, by the way, the servers they're playing on is US East. Both games. Whenever they play against any NA team, because NA people get much worse ping to the Brazil or Peru servers, they always play on NA. Because otherwise it's literally unplayable. I think they get like 250 ping or so.
Yeah.
So it's really tough for them.
I never understood how that works one way.
I genuinely don't get it either, and I studied this. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, I even did a whole class on servers. I'm not really sure why it works one way and not the other. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
God, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
I wish I was a systems engineer. Yawar's recovered, by the way, completely from a lane that wasn't so great, and now he's better than the Terrorblade. But of course, Viper is actually farming the jungle completely.
To be
They're giving
honest
us a lot of
with you,
priority.
to be honest with you, Yawara did pretty darn good in that top lane, I would say.
They
Even
played
though,
really well around the timings of Metamorphosis.
Yeah, exactly. They even killed him once. You know, Costabile he's doing just okay. He's going to be the richest on his team, so you know, I think Team Brazil are going to be at least happy with that. They're looking to push the tower at the very least as well. Quincy Crew smoked up. They might look to try and contest this, however, as they will be approaching from the river. And assess is going to find Sir Francis Lee farming a camp. Smokes will break. We do have the hook shot at the ready as that tower still alive. King Jungles is actually going to connect onto MSS. They will be able to purge off the sleep. Do they want a kill here onto our poor Pugna? ADR broken. Arrow from Sir Francis Lee sailing on through. Will not find anyone, but Quinn breath into trouble. GA getting dropped here a little early, but it's going to be enough for Costa to be able to now go down. The Stormhammer out from Yawar nets them that kill. They're maybe going to continue chasing here. They do have dust onto the Sand King. Sir Francis Lee sitting nearby here, just awaiting the call to go in as they will be able to finish off King Jungle's beautiful arrow out for Sir Francis Lee, but it's not going to save him as Quinn, stunned only for a mere second, is going to be happy to get that kill onto King RD. And that's now going to be Quincy picking up the kills onto 4, as well as even getting Sven involved and a tier 1 tower as well. What a great rotation from Quincy Crew. That was so valuable.
GRD. Yeah, okay, that's a valid comment. I don't know if someone in the chat would just said that his name is pronounced King GRD, because he has said that a couple of times, but I'm not really sure which one's correct.
Wait, for King RD, for Sand
King RD, yeah. Because a couple people, I had an Argentinian friend that used to play with these guys before they were, you know, the top players, and he used to tell me that their names are technically pronounced ADR and King GRD, but a lot of people corrected me on that, so I was like, I guess I'm just wrong, right? I guess he
Kin,
was just wrong.
as in like next of kin?
Yeah, Kin GRD. But I'm not really sure if that's true or not,
Like,
so if the chat can correct me, particularly the Brazilian chat, I would appreciate it.
Kind of like a kindred spirit?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the name is supposed to mean.
Maybe it's kindred? Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I always
That's what I
heard
was
King
told,
RD.
but I corrected myself because I was told by a lot of Brazilian fans. Hook
Perfect
shot.
stun. Yeah, he's
Nice. Crowd grown. Yeah, the Pugna is having a really tough experience this game because your lane did not go too well, and that's the Pugna done. Like he did his job. He pushed the tier 1 tower, but now you're kind of relegated to the role of support, and you have to understand that your farm is just not that important this game. It's much better to go for items like Limmer Cape, 4-staff, Lethal Lens. I like the build for him, but it's a tough game for the Pugna because you can't snowball like usually like you do
No,
on Pugna.
there's actually like no one you can easily go on either, unfortunately, right? Just about everyone can stun you or dispel. It's very difficult. Life is hard for this Team Brazil lineup. 2-12 in case that's not completely apparent. Ooh. We'll see here what they can get done as they will now make another rotation top lane. Maybe just to boot people out of the jungle, threaten the triangle camp. As Costa Bill continues to farm. Oh, Hookshot is not going to scout them, however. We'll see that new conjured image, however, so they know the TB is nearby. The rest of them are going to be smoking and maybe heading into their own jungle. Looking for something, but Quincy Crew were preparing to go for a little bit of a triangle excursion there. They're going to go into the Bermuda Triangle.
Can they get a kill in the Bermuda Triangle, or will they just shipwreck?
Dude, I was
We'll
like,
see.
as a kid, so scared of the
Yawar?
Bermuda Triangle. Yawar should be scared of King RD,
Nice
though.
arrow. Yeah, but is that going to be enough damage, though? The TPs are coming in. Yawar, okay, they're going to kill him first before the TPs come in, but Quinn wants to avenge his dead teammate as Flea got stuck thanks to the
He doesn't even have
Stormhammer,
detection.
but they don't have detection here. SVG does have a sentry. Flea finally lost that Moonlight Shadow, and MSS came in, but he's up against 3. MSS cannot deal with all 3 heroes, hence the cavalry is here, and they go on King Jungles afterwards, but the damage, again, not enough. Life Drain gets cancelled. MSS will survive, but there's nobody that really dies here, as they can't really fully commit to this play. Top lane, though, Lelis was annoying the TP, and the damage is really high for Lelis. Tearing through the TP's armor.
Yeah, he's got plenty of magic damage as well for him, right? Rod of Atos to ensure that he actually stays around there. And another Toxin as SVG, they're going for more. They really want Sir Francis Lee, who still has a leap. Going for the Ags on Sir Francis Lee. They're going to lock down ADR, magic damage, life drain, trying to heal him back up. Yawar back alive will return the favor. Lelos Wicked Sick as he is now involved in this fight. Double kill for him in 2 different lanes. Ooh. All right.
I love it that we now need to always call him by his proper name.
Oh, well,
Sir
he's
Francis.
been knighted by the Queen, of course.
He has been. He's truly an example to us all. Right?
I don't even know why we started. I mean, it flows so nicely.
Well, 'cause I
doesn't
really
it?
like his. I think his name is beautiful. Like genuinely, if you listen to this
Flea?
guy's Flea,
Yeah.
I think your name is really nice. That's a really
It's
nice
true.
ring to it.
It's true. It really does flow off the tongue.
And I like that his name, like Flea, is a word, and it's also Francis Lee. Like it makes a lot of sense, right? There's a lot of beauty to his name. This guy, I just want him in TI just so someone can call out Sir Francis Lee with the arrow. His Mirana is also amazing, by the way.
His
so of
Murano
course.
is really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is going straight for Ags. I don't. Maybe a
to
use
cut lanes. To cut lanes.
to
this
cut
game.
lanes. Yeah.
I-
Okay. He's looking to slow
yeah.
down the game. You're right. As getting slowed down is King Jungles instead. MSS is going to pick up the kill onto him. That's already the full vessel up, by the way, for Lelis. That's not just a naked vessel. No. He's also got a Rod of Atos, as he is actually just behind the Sven in terms of farm. And this is a Sven.
Right, exactly.
Like that's all I need to say there.
Yeah. He's actually going for the Axe first, which I like for Yawar. I think the build, I like when people play with the Sven build a bit, right? I think that players should experiment more, even with these traditional carries of the builds. And I like that Yawar went for S and Y because he wants to fight early, right? And now straight into the Axe. There's a huge power spike. BKB is useful this game, but you've canceled the 2 heroes that will stop your BKB, so you might as well go for the Axe, right? In addition to, of course, that level 15 will be really useful to deal with a Pugna. Well played. I like what Quincy Crew's doing overall.
And it lets you
mean-
run down King RD, lets you run down Sir
I don't know.
Francis Lee.
Okay, I'm waiting for the chat to get rid of the delay and they can correct us because I really want to pronounce the name properly though. Oh, nice burst right here. Into Quinn. Quinn avoids him in the Dissimulate and SVG's like, dude, come on. Just let me die there. Yawar though comes back in, Decrepify, annoying him, and now another nice burst strike and set up for the Earth player. They can't, not on Quinn at least, and not on anyone at all.
Yep. Not on anyone.
Okay, it is King GRD. Apparently. Oh no, it's King RD.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay. It's King RD. Okay. it's K.
I love when Twitch chat is clever. You guys are funny sometimes. you guys aren't all half bad. You know
Sorry,
that?
we read the Ingrid one. That was really good.
Hook shot,
commentary.
MSS
Yeah.
is going to find ADR. Nice Decrepify, but it's only going to save him for a little while longer, as Yoar is going to go red. And once he's red, you're dead. And guess what, Roche? You're next, says Yoar. He's going to run straight into that pit. They're going to looking for H's here. 4-19 here. We're one away from the legendary score, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if it'll happen for Quincy Crew. And at this rate, I would say it's looking pretty good.
I see.
They're going to look for it into Costa Beal as well. Lelis nearby. Costa Beal in trouble. He's maybe just going to stand still. The Sunder is at the ready. Does get it onto Quinn. And now King RD looking to
nice.
try and turn. Costa Beal still alive. Sir Francis Lee missing an arrow. That's going to be rare. Call your children. Oh, Quinn, though. I know Costa Beal will die.
Nice.
We did achieve the legendary score, if only for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, as Lelis is going to ruin it immediately by getting a double kill.
No.
Had the Rod of Atos. Couldn't find the bottom, though. And now Yoar will be able to finish off.
We didn't achieve it, dude. It was 321, not 322.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking about the other number.
Oh.
Of the-
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah,
Nice.
I got it. Apparently, it's supposed to be King Fat, right? Because it makes sense. GRD from Gordo, right? Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, right.
I
I'm
didn't
assuming
actually,
a similar word in.
I didn't
in
know
Portuguese.
that.
Yeah, that makes sense. MSS. He's gonna try to stop the puck now. He gets put to sleep. King Jungles doesn't really know what to attack. In comes Les to try to support them. Here comes SVG as well to help out Lelis. Can he get that Guardian Angel off? Is out of mana. Might not even need it,
Yeah, I don't need
as
it.
they ignore the Earth Splitter completely.
Yeah.
They just walk away.
Just Heavenly Graces. It's so good. Strong Dispel. It's like Bulldoze, right? But also like Aphotic Shields. It's so good. Basically is how you can think about that one. So strong. Such a strong ability. Yoar now, speaking of strong, is about to have his Ags. In fact, his Courier can't even carry all the components of it. Needs about another 500 gold, so he's just going to put his Courier there on the cliff and do a little bit of shopping later. Mid lane here.
Just keep pushing, right? What Brazil needs to do right now, and I like this about this team though. They're going full into the contingency plan. They understand that the lanes went badly. They understand that their two space creators don't have farm, so they just need to go into full contingency plan. Flea is going for a build that tries to push lanes. Pugna is going for a lot of save to make sure that he can help out his teammates. King RT went straight up for that Blink Dagger to make sure he can get smoke gangs, and they are smoking out and trying to recover that way.
Yeah.
It's the right way to play when you're losing, but you're still losing.
Let's even talk about Sir Francis Lee in terms of trying to recover. You can see he's got two starter kits for a Wraith Band
Wraith
that he's not even completed, and just regular brown boots. Like they are in full recovery mode. The problem is Sir Francis Lee is going to try and find farm wherever he can, because he does need to slow down the game. But the problem is he can't really take it from Pugna. He can't take it from Costa Beal, right? He cannot take it from King RD. So he's got to go get now the dangerous farm. Into the jungle he goes. This is going to be A-okay for now, because Quincy Crew, they're actually, well, unbeknownst to them, smoked up and running into their triangle camp. And there's going to be Superman Sven onto
I don't
ADR.
know.
Does have the Decrepify. SVG nearby. Yawar, though, he's insane. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for this kill. He's going to get Decrepified into the life drain immediately. Stormhammer back up. Still has vision because of the illusions, but I think he's going to back off for now.
It's like, guys, I forced the crap down
Bottom.
bottom.
Quinn.
Quinn could be in trouble. Yeah, Borrow Strike. This is up for the Earth Splitter as well with the arrow. Nice job. Quinn will go down. And these are the kind of plays that you have to make, right? These are the kind of plays that will help you recover in this game. I like this. There's a lot of value to a team that can play from behind. A lot of teams actually just become desperate, but Brazil is keeping up their composure.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. That's a really good point to make, and then you can see that they recognize, oh well, now we can't fight. We kind of just used everything there that we had, so they're gonna probably cede this mid tower. Costa Beal is nearby, posturing like he's got the rest of the team. That's not true. King RD, though, is going to continue to try and farm here as much as he can. Does have that Blink Dagger. Yule Scepter is going to be a nice addition for him. So he will not show bot lane. That'll give Quincy Crew a little bit more confidence here as Sir Francis Lee's arrow is going to sail on through. Doesn't connect onto anyone, but will scare them off. So powerful is the arrow of Sir Francis Lee. That's going to scare Yawar away with the
I mean, that arrow is the arrow that killed the last enemy of the Queen, of course. He saved the Queen's life with an arrow. He shot it right into the sky, fell into his heart, and that's how he got knighted. Everyone knows the story.
Someone got knighted. No, as an American, you cannot be knighted.
Really?
Yeah, we're not a Commonwealth nation.
Oh, right. Oh, can you not be knighted if you're not common? Oh, I guess.
You can you can't be knighted if you're not British or you have UK citizenship. You need to have that primarily. Actually,
Oh, so you need to get that first, right?
yeah, it was on no such thing as a fish. So this is why the only reason I know. You can become like a member of the knighthood or something, but like technically, if you don't have that UK
Oh, they don't,
citizenship,
they don't do the sword thing.
yeah, they don't do. You don't get a sword thing. You don't get a sword.
That's the best part, though.
It is, it really
That's the
is.
only thing I care
Yeah,
about, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Rowan Atkinson is knighted, so I thought anyone can. Then.
Is he knighted?
Yeah, for Mr. Bean is what I'm saying.
What?
Like, yeah, if you're knighted for that, I think the bar is quite low. Not that it sounds a great movie, but
I didn't know that. All right, maybe
Fun
I'm
fact.
incorrect. I thought for sure you couldn't be knighted if
No,
you're
no,
not.
he is British though. He is British. Rowan Atkinson's British.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the point I was trying to make. I was just trying to. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought he was American. I didn't. To be honest, I've never seen any of the Mr. Beans. But,
He doesn't speak in them, so I guess he wouldn't know. They're gonna Yawar's gonna come into the bottom tower, try to take this tier 3 with the Heavenly Grace. Of course, the Decurify doesn't work on him because the Heavenly Grace is giving him so much stat resistance. Also works nicely with Sanjay and Yasha, so nice for Yawar.
Oh.
Now going for King RT. They save him the Crep because they already used Stormhammer. They don't have an offensive dispel. Quinn wants to keep him in place. The Aether Remnant is not laid down here.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
they only live there because Lelis is hit by a Sir Francis Lee arrow. Unironically. Oh, no. Oh, King
Okay,
Jungles.
Jay.
Okay, good stun there onto UR. Maybe they can burn
Toxic.
through the first level. Now Quinn following up with the BKB. Heavenly Grace
Nice
as well.
Guardian
Good
Angel.
luck killing him. The GA. Oh, goodness. It's all too good. UR now, he's already killed people as the GG will be dropped. Aegis reclaimed. Doesn't matter. Lelis, he's not going to eat the arrow that time. BKBs it away. And that's going to be game 1 under the belts for Quincy.
I gotta give some credit to Brazil for doing this because I think a lot of teams again would have lost their composure, and this shows a lot of growth from the team. I think that they should be recognized for that. Even if they lost a lot, there should be something to be said about a team that can keep trying to play. Exactly, right? The only thing I would say though is that their draft just wasn't that great, and they allowed Quincy to play the exact kind of draft that they wanted to play, which is a draft with a lot of the comfort picks and a draft that snowballs from the early game, right? Honestly, if I was playing against Quincy, I'd start considering banning the Viper in the second phase of bans, just because it's so good in the offlane, and there's very few counters against him in the offlane, and you've seen how Lelis can do this game, right?
Unfortunately, I think there's just too many heroes Quinn is good on. Like, I think you do want to ban those spirits primarily, but sometimes you gotta let something through here. Unfortunately, it's the thing with Quincy crew. They're just really strong on some of their comfort heroes, like you're saying. But I think something is always going to sneak through here, Ava, which is. That's why it's hard to play against them. That's why it's hard to draft against them. Maybe for Team Brazil, you kind of just play your own game, right? Maybe you put a piece of paper over the enemy half of the screen and just draft your thing.
No, because then Quincy is really good when people do that. Like, Quincy is particularly great when people ignore their draft, per se, right? I think in this game you have to accept that you have to disrupt Quincy's idea and try to play against that. It's a bit tougher to play mechanically speaking, especially when you're at biggest advantage, but you just kind of have to try. Because Quincy's too good when you let them have the lanes they want, right? That's why they're one of the well, they are. Maybe still the top team in NA, right? I don't know. I think Brazil can win that game number 2, though. I think they have a chance. They showed a lot of prowess here. It's just that Quincy crew was a bit too dominant, and we didn't really see a game fully. But I will reserve my judgment until I see the draft that Brazil comes up with.
Yep. We shall see, guys. That's only game number 1. You're watching Realms Collide 2. The Darkness Burns with Avo Plus and Seek and Strike. We'll be back after a short break for our final game of the day. Short day today. So we'll see you in a bit.
Hello, and welcome back to the Voice of the Realm.
Yes, indeed. We are the Rowan Atkinson fan club here.
You're such a piece of
You
shit.
two chair members are going to be myself,
No,
Richie,
Here, let me
and Alvaro.
explain my position. Okay.
Okay.
My position is the following. I wasn't trying to be demeaning to the actor. I was trying to be demeaning to the position of being a knight. Because in my country, if you are knighted by the king, it's a really bad thing because you're probably an elephant hunter. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
You could be.
Or maybe. No, I can't say that on stream.
For Sir Francis Lee, though, of course.
He is knighted by the Dota community, which is the highest honor.
It's true. The highest honor. Besides winning 2 TIs, I guess. Sir Francis Lee above 2-time TI winner Topias.
Sir Topias.
Sir Topias.
I actually don't know what his other last name is.
I don't remember. It's a little European, I think.
I mean, they fluked him, right? They
Well,
won all those
flukes-
games by chance.
Yeah, of course. You
That's
don't
how Dota is. You
you-
flip
you-
a coin.
you flip a coin 50-50 chance you win TI or not. I mean, every single time you go up for a pub, for a dire tide match even, you never know if you're going to come out of the other side a TI winner. Because sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you just fluke it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It happens. I mean, there's only you can only win or lose, right? So obviously, it's a 50-50 chance every single time.
chance.
That's why Envy, everyone talks about him because he's just been really unlucky every single match.
Well, to be honest, sometimes he is unlucky, right? Yeah, he for example, there's Envy with a shovel playing Morphling. Of course, he's gonna go. He's gonna max agility because obviously you need to do that for your health HP regen.
Max attribute. Oh, okay. Okay.
You max your max
You
agility.
go for the max agility.
And then you use the shovel because you're hoping for a salve. How is he supposed to know a little angry Kobold is going to come out there and one-shot him?
That did happen. I remember that.
I mean, come on, guys. That's just unlucky.
I mean, he does get unlucky sometimes though, because he makes these risky plays sometimes, and somehow they always read it. I'm like, how do you even read that? I guess
Because they know, dude.
It's
It's envy. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Because he's the same in his pubs, though, right? Is not the problem, but if you're envy, that's your problem, right? Because you're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah,
You know, envy is the expect the unexpected. But you know what we can't expect here, as I think Team Brazil to ban out the Viper, which they have, right?
Yeah.
That is to be the expected.
And then Quincy's like, all right, sure, dude, ban the Viper and pick the Spectre. And then you
Yeah.
don't have a counter.
Yeah,
but again, though, genuinely, oops, no,
Jump up.
my ADHD. Genuinely sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone when that comment. It wasn't supposed to be like that, so I apologize. I don't think you guys are soft. I don't think you guys are like, new age or whatever the term is for people that get offended these days. I think it's perfectly viable to defend your favorite actor. I was a big fan of Blackadder.
It's called the Zoomer. Just kidding.
It's because I sound American. And that's unfortunately the situation.
Listen, dude, I don't.
No.
Mr. Bean is sure. British TV is good. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I like Top Gear.
I like Inside Number 9.
It was so good that we stole Top Gear and we made it American.
Yep. It's Top Gear. Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, it's still running, but we stole the trio that everyone loved, right?
Because you played it more. Yeah.
Because we
Anyway.
paid him more.
The Spectre pick is really good here for Quincy Crew. That's why you can't really ban the Viper first phase. Like Quincy Crew has been, they figured out this Viper pick is very powerful because if you ban the Viper, they get to have another powerful offlaner in the Beastmaster, right? They actually don't deal with a CM, which is something that Brazil should have considered here. Maybe picking up a CM to deal with a Beastmaster, which would have been nice. But anyway, the Viper ban also allows you for the Spectre pick. So if you ban the Viper, you yourself are not picking the Spectre, then you're putting yourself in a bit of a pickle, right? But this game, since you don't have last pick, picking the Spectre first phase is not really viable or is very dangerous because they have other counters for Spectre. Like, there's many counters for Spectre, not just the Viper. Viper's just the hardest one, right?
Yeah.
Softer counters like Storm, for example, works. Even Io, Nature's Prophet. There's a bunch of heroes actually, MP's the opposite. But still, you get the point. I like Quincy Crew's draft again a little bit more. Lena Beastmaster is really strong lane. Spectre
Don't
is gonna be
random.
paired with something
SVG,
useful.
don't random. Okay, he's not gonna random.
Nice. I like
Undying.
the Undying too.
Kind of a deny pick, I would say as well. Well, not really, because you already have a Wyvern Clock and a Mag, so there's no way there's Undying fits into the draft.
The lanes are very tough for Brazil right now, though. Yeah, the Mag here.
Lena Beast is mean. Undying Spectre is a lot of regen for Spectre.
Lena can still go mid, and you counter the Mag mid.
That's a good
potentially.
point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we
Right.
still could pick up position 4 here for Quincy.
It's tough for Brazil right now because their lanes are quite weak. I think their mid game is pretty solid in general, and I like the Mag pick because it opens up your draft a lot. Because your lanes are rather weak, then you're gonna have a tough time dealing with Quincy Crew just snowballing again, right? And it's very similar to the way that they beat Thunder Predator actually when Quincy was playing against Thunder. It was very similar. You know, Thunder was drafting mid game, and Quincy's like, "Sure, we'll draft lanes and we'll just destroy you first, right?"
I reckon you pick your carry here if you're Team Brazil, because then you can still flex the Magnus on your next pick, right?
Yeah, you should.
And then you can maybe have Quincy force. Okay, the Bat Rider. Okay, so here's the thing, right?
You
When
flex the bat with Magnus here.
You do, but also a Bat Rider is a hero that could legitimately be banned in this phase, right?
Yeah, because since you have two picks right after each other, what you do is you try to ban. You try to pick the pick that you think is going to get banned.
Yes.
And you particularly find that Bat Rider is
Yes.
a particularly good
For me, I was more of the mindset of, you want to throw with the mind games, pick your carry, protect it with 2 bans, and then you can still flex with whatever's left in the pool. That always runs the risk, however, if you want a particular pick in your mid lane or your off lane or whatever for your flex, that it could be banned. It's very realistic. That's why when a lot of pros go on panel, this is what they talk about when they say, I don't understand this pick, I don't understand this ban. Like, why would you pick this here? Why would you ban this here if there's no way it's going to get picked? Like, for example, what's a hero you don't see in the first phase, you know? Unless they're OP, maybe like a TA in the first phase, right? Like, good luck, right? Because you can't flex that as a support, and there's so many different ways to counter it that you need to get a few bans out of the way first.
Well, it used to be better TA first pace. Because
Yes,
it used to be one of the
yes,
consistent.
yeah.
But I see
you're-
your example. I'm
But
sorry.
just no, you're right. But just as an example, right? So this is actually a really good pick, I think, for
fact,
Team Brazil.
What a lot of pros, I like what they do, especially when you talk to the captains, particularly like when you see FNG on the panel or Crit on the panel, the people that actually draft, they won't often question the pick; they'll question the order of it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
which
right.
is very interesting to see. So
That's a good point.
they might think that pick A is actually valid, but as in a different position.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at as well. When they say they don't understand it, they go, "Why would you pick that here? Why would you ban that here?"
Here
Yeah,
is a very
here
important
is,
thing.
is the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
important thing. Yeah, and that's a good point.
Where's the I like the Lifestealer pick a lot, actually. That was a really good ban. The Phantomancer was okay. You could still TB. I know that Team Brazil likes it.
Their carry needs something to deal with Tombstone. That's a very important thing.
Yeah, but
right
then you
now.
can't. But then that's only a troll, really. Because you need a melee carry.
I-
Otherwise,
oh,
Magnus not taking advantage of.
Pardon me. You know, I agree, and that's now an issue, right? Is what I'm kind of trying to highlight here. Is it's tough. I don't know what you pick. Something to deal with Tombstone, something that eventually can deal with the Spectre. The Mag can do it technically, of course, because you've already built an Echo Saber if it's a core.
CK, okay. Because TB's too
Yeah.
risky for the lanes. I like
Yeah.
the CK better. Actually, pretty solid against Spectre because you divide the damage between you and the illusions
Mm-hmm.
when you burst her. You have a fair amount of damage. This fixes your lane slightly because CK, he's not going to have the easiest time against Beastmaster, but you can have a Chaos Bolt to deal with the boards, which is nice. I think this pick actually really solves a lot of the issues in the draft, honestly. It gives you catch, it gives you better lanes. It's a really solid pick overall. Really nice late game against Spectre. And a
what's the-
Silver Edge builder.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because Echo Saber is really good on him too.
But the answer by Quincy is, as per usual, phenomenal. Very good answer with the last track. I would say this game. Oh, oof! The running Magnus mid though versus like. I think it still works. I think this game, Team Brazil has a much more solid game plan. I think this game they actually have stand a really solid chance of beating Quincy Crew. They need to execute their lanes better than Quincy because their supports are particularly weak in the lanes compared to obviously Undying, Lena, the two strongest lane supports right now. But it's definitely possible for Brazil. They just need to take this to the mid game, and the CK needs to have a really good lane.
Yeah, CK's a pretty strong laner, though, luckily, because he's got a little bit of lifesteal. It's no longer as reliable. Before, you'd actually see him as a position 4 to counter the Ogre, just because that was the only support that could actually trade with him. But now it's actually pretty fun. I'm really excited to see the CK here.
I think it's a good pickup. It's a good solution for the draft. I mean, Leshrac is going to be a big issue here, and I think Leshrac should also beat the Magnuson lane, but it's something you have to deal with, right? You don't have last pick. You can't pick a perfect carry here. I think Brazil did what they could, and it's quite a solid draft. I wonder if Quincy might flex the Undying and put against the CK, because I don't know how powerful Alina is going to be in that lane. You're up against a Winter Wyvern. The Winter Wyvern does nothing here.
Yeah, we'll see. Here it's Quincy Crew. They're going to embark for game number 2 for them. There we go. I even rhymed on accident, and now when I need to rhyme, I can't come up with one, Alvaro.
Quincy crew will embark on game number 2, but we can't start it without a follow from you.
Welcome back, everyone. Game number 2 underway. Singstrike and Apple Plus here on the call with you, as this is going to be our final game of the day. Short day today for Realms Collide 2, but don't worry, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with 4 awesome matches, so make sure you guys tune in then. There's a little bit of a preview. Omega, Ego Boys, Unknown for Fun, Thunder Predator Brazil, and Quincy versus Infamous. Chock full of matches here. And actually, oh my goodness, Alvaro, would you look at that? November 30th, we got 5 best of 2s.
Yeah, that was a recent change. That's an exciting day.
Can't you? I just can't wait for that one.
That was my top. That's my top idea. Yeah, I'm very
Ooh.
excited for that one.
Very excited. Oh boy, that's going to be a long day. So make sure you guys are following, because the easiest way to know when we're live with more Realms Collide 2 Dota is just to follow the channel, get notified, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch or Trovo. Go ahead and drop us a follow there. For now, though, at the horn, it's going to be Brazil getting a little bit aggressive in the Radiant side. They're going to be able to boot him away. They're actually going to be able to get 3 bounties here to start the map. As Quincy were unable to contest the Brazil Dire, the Dire triangle rune. Good start.
Well, let's see how these lanes go. The mid lane particularly is what I'm interested in, because Lesh can really just beat the CK, of course, if the lane goes really badly for them, and top lane as well. Those are the 2 important things. I don't really think it matters too much how Spectre does, because it's not really Spectre's game really here for Quincy. Like, especially if the CK goes for the build I've seen very often these days, which is Midas straight into Echo, and then a lot of them just build into Silver Edge and start ganking early. Some of them go into S and Y beforehand, you know, there's variations, but the idea is to eventually get the Silver Edge, and then if you gank early, there's not much the Spectre can really do against you.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Lelis actually went for the Inner Beast level 1. That's nice. That's really smart. So, because he knows Chaos Bolt level 1 for Costa Vida, because you usually go for that CK, you answer with the Inner Beast level 1, and that way you just trade better, because you have very similar stats to him, and he won't have the healing from the crit. Yeah, not a bad idea. The only issue is, of course, it pushes the lane, but I guess he has a solution for that later.
Yep. That auto rattle indeed. Plus, a little bit more attack speed for Lina is not inconsequential, because she sucks with attack speed. She's got a whole passive about that. So it makes up a small difference. 10 increased attack speed bumps her up a little bit here to 143 from 133. So, it's not too bad, to be honest, especially because you have King Jungles, who, with the Arctic Burn, is actually amazing at trading with. So having this for the Lina then makes it a little bit easier. This, again, very, very small difference, but you can even see she's attacking as if she has already Fiery Soul level 1. It's pretty good. It's pretty darn good.
It's a good way to deal with this lane, honestly, because I don't think the boards are that easy, because Chaos Bolt just kills them so easily, right? So you can even Splinter Blast with that. Maybe that's why Lelis also went for the Inner Beast, doesn't care about the push, because if you Splinter Blast, you usually push the lane, even if you don't want to, right? You kind of have to. You can play this really well with the last range creep, but it's difficult, and maybe you can take advantage of that. We'll see if Lelis actually goes for the points and boards, or just skips them until he's done with the lane. A lot of Beastmasters I've seen, actually, when they are faced with like a difficult lane to use the boards, you just skip them, and then once the lane is done, you just put 3 points in them straight up, Yeah. And you just still have the mid game you'd expect with a Beastmaster.
SVG is going to be okay. Kenardi doing a good job of
don't walk in the
bullying him, but yeah, do not fight in the Macropyre. Do not walk in
Firefly?
That's the way. I don't know why that's the same. Don't fight in Macropyre. Don't follow a Batrider through Firefly. It's 2 rules of Dota.
A lot of people fight in the Macropyre.
It's true, and a lot of people just follow. They just attack move a Batrider. Now you can do this though, Quincy, of course, because he doesn't actually have Firefly active anymore, as they are going to be behind the tier 1 tower here. He's just CS, and he doesn't care where he lanes. He was laning here, then he laned under his tower, and now he's in between their towers, and now he's going to be looking to escape. We'll take a little bit of damage out from the tier 1
1 tower, but he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So far, though, Quincy, pardon me, having three lanes, all 3 lanes in their favor, as now could be Costabile in trouble. Nice 2-second stun, though. Very, very good. He hit the 2-second stun button there for Costabile to be able to lock him down long enough. But yeah, the lane's going really, really well for them. The Lina does just, I mean, it's just free auto attacks against Costabile day in and day out, really.
Yeah, Costabile is going to have... it's all he can do is really farm in this lane and occasionally try to attempt kills here, Lelis, because he's left alone completely. That should not happen in MSS. Yeah, Lelis needs to back out if that ever happens, of course, but those boards are going to be cleared super nicely. Because all King Jungle is waiting for. Oh,
wow, there it goes. Yawar onto King RD. Nice. Oh my goodness, SVG, no! Stay alive. Do not keep walking in Firefly with 5 stacks of sticky napalm. That it's going to hurt. And he's going to stay alive on a sliver of HP.
May want to die so he can come back into the lane earlier,
yeah.
but I don't think you want to give the kill to Bad Rider. If it was Clockwork they gave the kill to, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think the idea is we just don't want to give him experience because both these heroes get so much better with levels, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, so does every hero, but I would say that bot lane for Team Brazil especially, just because it's way more damage, right? Because they do a lot of damage, they do ramped up damage, right? Flea, for example, Sir Francis Lee, he does way more damage per tick of battery assault. In fact, it doubles, right? Every single time he gets another level in it or another point. Same thing with King RD, right? More points of sticky napalm is way more extra damage. So I think maybe that's the idea, right? No, let's just boot him out of XP range and then just go walk home. Yes, it sucks for now, but I think it's going to pay itself off in a little bit, perhaps.
What I wanted to mention of the top lane is that Lelis has to be really careful with his positioning. When he backs off and you get out of the lane, you get a free Splinter Blast, especially if you have boars out, to either kill a boar or harass Lelis, one of the two. And if you're not near the lane, you're not going to push the lane, which is the whole point of why Splinter Blast is not that great in this lane against Beastmaster. So, yeah, these small things end up mattering in your lane. You're not really crushing Costabile at all. And the Spectre timing versus CK, I think CK is a bit faster if you go for the typical build nowadays. That the loader builds, I like to call it, where you don't really concentrate on the illusion, so you concentrate much more on the hero. But the mid lane, though, is going so well for Quincy. They don't seem too pressured right now. Quinn is doing a pretty decent job here of farming, which is all you need to do against CK.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, because you just need the farm, you need the levels, and then you'll be able to do what Lesh does best, right? You just, if he fights you fight back because you're stronger earlier, naturally, and you just push his map and try and take map control here. They've got a really good team to do it with, of course. Lelis on the Beastmaster brings push as well to the table, but not only that, map control thanks to the Hawks, so you can scout very easily with that. Yawar has great map control naturally, as, you know, you can just always haunt in and fight. Yeah, I mean, it's a really solid draft from Quincy. You're totally right. Brazil, though, they do well in skirmishes as well, especially early. The CK does not. He's going to be the exception. But we'll see, because they could themselves still create a bit of space, given experience. And I think that's going to be the most important thing here for Brazil out in the laning stage. They got some hard lanes for themselves for sure, but they're just going to have to try and just make sure they get levels and maybe even a kill onto UR here. 7 stacks with the napalm. Out comes the Tombstone King RD. See you later. Oh nice. My goodness, absolutely blown up there with level 1 Soul Rip. Oh.
Wow, yeah, I thought that was level 2 for a second. Man, so much damage already in level 1. That Tombstone very useful as well at dealing with a Clockwork, because the battery assault will hit the zombie occasionally, which is important. And in the mid lane matchup, something we didn't really speak about but does benefit Lesh a lot is that once Magnus leaves the lane trying to farm jungle, which he should at some point take advantage of the Empower, you just take over by Diabolic Edicting the tower. And you push the tower, and the lane goes away from Magnus, which is very useful.
Honestly, just taking a look at that, it was actually the 8 strength stolen there from the Bat Rider. Not the best strength game in the game. 2.9, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So he's pretty low already. So level 1 soul kind of did well against him. The Undying, I think this is one of those matchups where it's actually kind of good. It's like the Tusk Wisp one, where it's pretty good because that's very reliant on mobility. Tombstone kind of wrecks that, right? But the problem is Tombstone's only available, it's got quite a long downtime, especially in the earlier levels, that the Bat Rider is just going to be able to disengage and then go back in once Tombstone's off cooldown, and I think he then is going to have pretty much free reign here. We'll see, though. You can see King RD. He's going to keep up the aggression. He's 0-2-0, but I think that's what you got to do on a Bat Rider, right? You're looking to at least get a few kills in your lane, speed up that first item. Oh, the courier, no. Sir Francis Lee, your courier. Okay,
no, it's fine. He's going to get away. Look, that courier's even knighted. You see? It's a knighted chicken. It all makes sense. It's all part of the plan, dude.
Sir Francis Lee.
King RD is going to be slowed down here with the Spectral Dagger, but he seems like he's going to be fine. They're actually struggling in this lane, which I'm surprised by. The Undying presence so powerful here that the Batrider can't really dominate the lane. I'm sure that Brazil was not expecting this when they picked up a Batrider against them, right? They were hoping to really destroy this lane. This really didn't happen, which means Spectre should be able to even out with a CK in terms of farm. And if she joins early fights with an early Manta style, it's going to be really difficult to deal with her.
She's already on the Blade Mail. Wow. Good farm for Yawar. Very good farm.
I mean, he skipped boots, though.
I
He
mean,
doesn't have
you always
coffee boots.
do, right? But it's still good farm.
Yeah, it's good farm. I don't disagree with that.
Especially
Top
considering the lane.
Quinn. Oh, the Splinter Blast does hurt him a lot. They still have RP, by the way. Quinn in trouble. He might just die here. Walked in with double damage. Did not work out for him, and he does fall. But MSS gets a counter kill here against King Jungles. Gets a little Ice Strike Array. TP from Lelis. MSS. He's still trying to get the kill on Flea. Not going to work out because, of course, 4DR was healed to prevent him. And now all the effort you put in the lane as Leshrac kind of got wasted in that little fight because Leshrac is now even with the Magnus, and Magnus can still proceed to farm jungle, and you have not really damaged his tower at all, which is one of the weaknesses.
Yep, once again, Soul Rip there getting the kill onto the Batrider. So Francis Lee almost actually getting the kill onto SVG with a freaking level 1 Rocket Flare, 80 damage, but Undying walking around there with 60 HP. Rocket Flare just barely missing, actually. So I'm sure Flea's not upset about that, but maybe kicking himself. Like, oh man, that was so close. That would have been epic if I got that kill. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do so. But yeah, that's the thing, is like I was saying, you know, much like how we saw on Undying do kind of good against Tusk Wisp, the Undying is good against heroes that kind of rely on their mobility to do a lot of the damage, and that is definitely Batrider in a nutshell. But again, he could only do so whenever he has Tombstone up, which is, you know, really the hero's biggest downside here on Undying. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. He's doing well. He's doing really well on the Undying. It's, to be honest, quite impressive. Quite impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive, but it's his time to shine, right? After all, the early game is where Undying should be doing best anyway. They got the 1k difference, though, mainly for the Spectre. Of course, Yawar also doing really well on the Spectre, I would say. And because he went Blade Mill first, as you mentioned, his farming speed also increases slightly. Most people forget about this, but the new passive actually helps you a lot to farm creep camps. And it allows you to just, you know, tank the camp and take it like this. Yeah, it's almost like a mini Battle Fury with like 10% cleave.
A mini Battle Fury with 10% cleave.
Yeah, it's more or less.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of thinking about it.
It's like a level 1 in power.
It's like having Return. There's a crappy Return.
Yeah, but Return is actually, yeah, exactly. Return is really good now. Or Retaliate, sorry, dude, because they changed the name.
Oh.
Yeah. King Jungles. Quinn is nearby. This is a decent kill, especially if you can turn this into a tower, though. King Jungles.
Turn it into a tower dough. They're going to roll that dough up. They're going to drop that tombstone, flip it around, and bake a pizza.
Can they
on
make
it.
a bread out of this tower, though? That's the real important question here.
Now they're gonna put it in the oven, a little bit of salt, watch the yeast rise here as the tower will explode. Good stuff, good stuff.
Hey man, I don't know. Do you want another mean comment for making fun of me, dude? It's not cool. I can't use the word that I'm supposed to use.
Uh-oh, Yawar? Oh, Blade Mail active though. King RD, be careful, doing a bit of damage to himself, running in the Firefly.
He has haunts
That's
still.
when you can chase someone. He does have haunts. Will he need it? Sir Francis Lee nearby. He might decide to use it.
No, he decided that it's too dangerous to use the haunt there. No points in Desolate, which might be why, right? Because illusions will deal no damage. So
that's true.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough for Yawar, right? You're still farming, and you kick the Batrider out of lane. As far as he's concerned, it's a victory for you. Let's see what the CK is building, though. Oh, Armlet. Oh, he's going for the older build even, into the Armlet CK.
And I think that's kind of necessary. He's not going to really get too much time to farm here. You can already see Quincy beginning to draw the line on the map where they want to be setting up shop. Already the Leshrac here having max Diabolic Leader. He's going to farm a few more camps, but I imagine Quinn, once he gets the Yules, is going to just be like not moving from the mid lane until he's got that tier 1 tower. As we hear a lasso top lane, it's going to be onto Lelis, who does have the Roar, taking a bit of damage. Spectral Haunts in Yawar, still no points in the Desolate, but he doesn't need it this time. King RD is not going to be escaping him, going for just forcing out the Magnus, I suppose. But again, just setting up control. Even got amazing vision here in the jungle, watching a couple of the entrances, watching their own triangle entrance as well in case there's smoke coming their way. This is where they want to be right now. And Quinn, ooh, is going to get the stun, but I guess this mag is just going to keep running through.
No, proper roar from behind, though. They will catch Flea. Flea is in trouble, has no mana, and he just got level 6 with a hook shot. But they're going to use the Zoo against Lelis. Oh no, it's Animal Farm all over again. They're rebelling against him.
I still haven't read
will fall.
Spoilers, I haven't finished the book yet.
Spoilers, comment was bad. That's the whole point of the book. There we go. The tier 1 tower will fall. And that is a really, really nice Little play here for Quincy crew. They take the tower. Yeah, they lose Beastmaster, but I don't think that's that relevant because you really want to take that tower and cease the farming speed from Brazil or lower their farming speed, and more importantly, force them into the triangle so it's easier to gank them. Because right now you can invade the. I think a pro player yesterday I heard him called the Pentagon, which is the top part of the jungle, like the high ground jungle. Or trapezoid? Either Pentagon or trapezoid, one of the two. But then he tried to draw it for me, and it was not a shape.
I think it's because maybe that's the farming pattern you do, because there's 5, right? You maybe go like, right, something like that.
Yeah, I heard Flapjack call this. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, that could make sense.
I think that's what they were just referring to their farming pattern. That's interesting. You know, you watch a few heroes. I'm going to switch over to net worth, by the way. You watch a few heroes, not heroes, although Arteezy is my hero, right? And so is Hector. But you watch a few players, right, farm on certain heroes, and they just have the most efficient farm patterns ever, especially on AM, right? Hector as well. Speaking of Hector, we have Quinn, who's not Hector.
Oh, he is just died to his own fire. Yeah. The Jawar is like, yeah, let me take a hot bath here. Easy. King RT dead. SVG and continue to pressure King Jungles. I don't think you can kill him though. And in fact, Flea is rotating with an Invis Room, but he doesn't have enough damage to kill Spectre solo. However, SVG, he is committing to the skill. He has a Soul Rip. We'll guarantee it.
I mean, he's got the ulti active, right? He can just kind of run at the
die.
Wyvern. He's going to die. This is totally fine though, in my opinion.
Oh,
it's only
Quinn.
Oh,
Awesome. They want to fight this actually. MSS is here too. SVG for now alive. They go for Quinn, but Flea is about to die. They get it with the last hit there. Quinn though has suffered a lot, and the Flame Brick should finish him off. And the two supports get the kill on 4DR.
SVG's
as
still
SVG.
alive.
There we go. One crit to finish him off. That's all they needed the whole time. And MSS gets hit by the Chaos Bolt, tries to deny himself. It's going to be impossible.
Yeah, I still think
maybe
that's actually
overextension.
No, actually, I think that's really good, to be honest, from Quincy. I might be wrong about this, to be honest, but I think right now what they're trying to do is, first of all, Team Brazil, they do an excellent job to deward their jungle. I just highlighted their jungle a few minutes ago, and it was all covered in Quincy crew vision. That has since changed dramatically. Quincy crew, they still want to butt heads there, right? They're like Ram. They want to butt heads. They want to go, no, we're strong. We're going to fight you over this. They force a lot of rotations out from Team Brazil. Yes, the problem is that Chaos Knight does actually get involved, gets a kill there, right? And a pretty good one as well onto Quinn, and then a follow-up kill. But honestly, Yuar's farming the whole time, and I still think it's okay because they're still kind of showing, no, it's not safe to come into your jungle. We want to fight you here. And they kind of can because they do have the map control still with both tier 1s down. Again, I still could be wrong. Maybe that's a bad engagement, but I think I still like the idea overall from Quincy crew.
Yeah, I can see your point. The only thing I would say against that is that you are giving, like, a CK is a hero that can't really farm quickly. Spectre, even Spectre can farm faster than CK. You're giving him some farm there. Oh, Quinn in trouble here. The lasso, nice cog into lasso there. Can they turn this into a kill? What? The skewer didn't catch him for some strange reason, and now Quinn can actually get away for now. He heals back up thanks to that bottle, and he's going to be okay. In fact, Flea will die. The Winter Scourge is not going to be enough to finish off Quinn. As we hear Primal Roar, the next target is 4DR. He still has plenty of mana, but no skewer, which means he is just doomed there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good fight. Very, very good fight for Quincy. I think maybe you can't skewer targets that are in Flaming Lasso for some reason. Maybe that's that interaction.
Did he do it as the Flaming Lasso was?
I
thought it was ending. Okay, so
no,
it was in the middle of
he got him when he was still in Lasso.
Must have been that thing, because otherwise I don't understand why he didn't move with this.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either, to be honest with you.
SVG's like, Lina, I need you to deward this. I'm melee. I can't. This
really.
bad rider pushes me out.
Yeah, they're going to lose that sentry.
Look how much defense of their triangle. They understand how valuable the triangle is.
They understand. You know, Quincy crew, they win a fight here. Lalus is going to go invade the jungle, take all your farm. He doesn't care about farming efficiently here. In fact, that's why he kills this camp. He waits until the 15-minute mark to kill it, because then it's not going to respawn, because he's going to be leaving here definitely within a minute. Doesn't want anyone else to farm it. But yeah, I think this is kind of what we were going on about.
No. You were quicker than that. The Brazilian team right now is ensuring that this triangle is still in their favor, and they still haven't reached their peak, right? They went for a relatively early game-ish build for the Chaos Knight, you know, like just a bunch of useful, cheap items. They're soon going to get the BKB, and that should be the turning point for them when they can fight. We'll see how strong they are once they get that, because as it stands right now, especially due to that engagement near their jungle, the Costa Vila actually has a lot of fun.
All right, here goes
King
SVG
Jungles.
again.
Yep,
Yeah,
he just hates this guy.
He really does. Steal his strength. I mean, King Jungles buys him a little bit of time at the very least. Mid lane, Quinn with the Yule Scepter, probably a bigger kill. On to Sir Francis Lee. He's going to get the hook shot off. Not much else he could do there, but I guess just be a little bit more annoying to Quinn. Oh my goodness, you are going for the Radiance. I don't know if you already pointed this out.
I did not. Interesting. Interesting. Why Radiance this game particularly? Especially, I guess because Chaos Knight has illusions, so you're afraid of that. Let's so Power Roar. I'm gonna kill King RD in the top lane. Easy kill for Spectre. Yeah, I'm surprised about the Radiance build. Maybe it's to try to outfarm the CK because it's the best build to farm, right? So you'll always be one item up the CK, and then he won't be able to kill you as easily. And he won't be able to burst you down with his illusions. That's the idea behind it. Because I wouldn't call him necessarily an illusion hero these days. You know, the Chaos Knight.
Yeah.
Because those illusions are mostly used to farm or scout. Like, we even see, you know, Gary CKs actually use the illusions just to scout.
Are these strong illusions as well?
Or strong illusions.
Like, can you kill him instantly with Hex and Mana Drain and?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. Those don't exist anymore, by the way.
Well, it's the.
Oh, no, never mind. They are strong illusion. No, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I remember they changed that, but I thought it was just that they.
Okay.
Okay, no. Now they are strong illusions. You're totally right. Yeah. I thought they eliminated those a while back, but you're right.
No, that's what I wasn't too sure about that one. Oh, King Jungles is not going to make it up to the high ground. However, they could go for a turn kill. It's only a position for Lina, for Staff as well. Already available. King RD lasting her up. A hook shot's going to miss out from Flea, but he did it perfectly to get a little bit closer. But the Tombstone now is going to force him out. And that should just about secure Quincy Crew the tier 2. Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of remember them.
So many changes to Phantasm made me like, you know, you just.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one, but yeah, I was like, I think they're still there because the Avenge Aura illusion is a strong illusion, right?
Yes.
The Zet's double is completely different. That's not even really an illusion, I know.
Yeah. So is that the point that you're trying to make, that Radiance is needed because it's not easy to deal with these illusions otherwise?
Maybe to be.
They have a Lesh though.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they take a crap ton of damage still. I think is the major problem with Phantasm. They still take 325% damage, which is a lot. Of course, they deal 100% damage, right? So that's the trade-off you're talking about.
Yeah.
But maybe again they're going, okay, well, the Dispersion's not really going to help me too much against all the illusions. Perhaps then a Radiance giving me a miss rate will do. Also, it's a good item anyway on Spectre, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can see that. I can see that argument. I mean, it would make more sense if I saw the CK go for more of an illusion build, because then I would understand why the need for so much area damage.
That's
right?
a fair point. That's a fair point.
I can see Yawar's thinking behind that. I also see that, you know, the out farming kind of potential that you have against a hero that can't farm too well, right? Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the miss chance is always useful on illusions as well. Even if you make, because the thing about these illusions, they die so quickly that even if you make one of them miss, that's already enough, because they don't get the reality of
exactly.
huge bonus.
Exactly, right? And with a 17% chance, yeah, it's pretty good, especially when there's 3 Phantasm illusions and a real CK, right?
Yep. I can see that. I can see the point behind the Spectre. I mean, I don't think it's a bad build regardless, right? I'm just saying why this is
I think it makes sense. I mean, you don't want to really go for Butterfly, maybe. So I think it makes sense, to be honest. I kind of like it, especially once Costabil, who again CK loves Echo Saber, just farms so efficiently with it. I imagine he is going to be going for a Silver Edge eventually here, maybe even straight after this, as he just finishes off the BKB.
That's the build I've seen. Like, a lot of CKs would rush the Silver Edge and play it. Remember that patch where Troll was very strong? Not the Ho-Ho-Ha patch, but the patch where Troll was powerful and people would actually build first item Shadow Blade and gank around with him all the time. And that was like the very popular build. It's kind of similar to that in now the way it's played. But usually you build it with a Midas to actually allow you to farm in between ganks. Right? When you build with Armlet and you build with Black BKB, I think you're just looking for team fights.
I think Quincy, they are a little bit concerned with these illusions, though. You can see even Quinn himself is going to be going for the Ags, which is another strong item in this game. They're going to be looking to fight. SPG still alive with the Soul Rip of course, to be able to dragging him in, pushing him even further back. 2-second stun as well onto him. So Francis Lee trying to keep him at bay here with the cogs, will not be too successful as Quinn runs straight through him, finding the kill as well onto King RD. The roar is going to be onto Costa Beal, following up the stun. They do have, however, the Winter's Curse, but it's not going to be enough. Quinn, just by his presence, has enough magic damage to burst through him, even with the Cold Embrace, and that's going to be MSS then, Dragon Slaving King Jungles to death.
Oh, well played here by Quincy Crew. That's a really important kill here, and you can turn that into objectives, of course, which was one of the advantages, of course, of having a Leshrac in your team. See, the illusions are not relevant at all. I'm glad they're preparing themselves. They're future-proofing their build here, but there might not be a need, right? Because you might just run the enemy team down, which I thought was the idea anyway. The CK, I'm really wondering what he's going to go for next, but it's becoming kind of tough for Team Brazil, though, if they don't have any other cores.
Yawar? Right onto Yawar, yeah.
He does have the Aegis, though.
And a Radiance, so he'll stick around
Radiance.
here.
No Haunt, though. Ooh, Yawar. I don't know if you want to play this aggressively, though. His team is behind him, though, with a Radiance.
Canceling
burning
the
him
blink
slightly.
constantly is the thing. We do
Yawar might just die here.
That's going to be the first life. CK TPing over as well. Who's nearby? It's Quinn with a DD rune. We do have Lelis not too far behind either. Nice job there on the cogs. 3-second stun, and Quincy Crew are going to go, you went too far, man. Sometimes you just got to accept the death.
That's what Yawar is. Ya went too far. And kill fleet. At least you get the counter kill here. They keep the high ground though, because they know they're still stronger, even without
Yeah.
Yawar, which is why they keep the high ground. And those, did they use those illusions to push, or what happened? Did they just die already? Okay. That is CK for you.
Yeah, King RD trying his best to drag the creep wave away. It's not going to say your tier 1 tower here. Of course, tier 1s don't have backdoor defense, but, you know, SPG doesn't have Flaming Lasso insurance either. He's going to be a little bit tougher to kill, but eventually Close to Beal is going to be able to drag him over him and get a last hit onto him. MSS currently in some trouble as well. They're going to commit the RP here for the position for Lina. I'm not against it. I think it's good. Ensure the kill.
Yep.
Why not?
Get 2 supports down bottom. That gives you a bunch of space to invade the enemy jungle. You can take the tier 2 if you want to. Phantasm is up in 12 seconds. Of course, it's one of the biggest uses for it nowadays as well for carries. Just the pushing power it gives you is very, very solid.
Especially, I mean, right now, Brazil, they don't really want to go for a big ol' engagement. They're just way too weak in terms of their team fight. They recognize that. That's exactly why ADR decides using the RP there is completely viable and is. And that's why I completely agree with his decision to do that there. We'll see Costa Beal. I think these are the Phantasm illusions, right? Yeah, they are. Okay.
Yeah, they are. They are. Because they have no other illusions. He didn't go for the Midas now. He is going for the Loda build of just stat up the CK. Take advantage of his nice strength gain. Let's see here, though, because they actually cut 4DR completely alone. Hook shot to help out Sir Francis Lee. That's why he's a knight, dude. He defends is king, but unfortunately, Yawar just pierces right through him and takes both lives for free.
He's going to get King Jungles as he rotates down
Nice.
there. Guess
Very
what?
good rotation.
Desolate damage goes through magic.
It is pure.
It is pure. Yes, that's right. That's why it hurts so darn much. Nothing to reduce that except for, well, I guess Centaur eggs. And there's no Centaur in the game. It's only a CK.
Yep. No, we'll see now. Because they should take at least a tower from this. I think the last outer tower down bottom, the last 2 outer towers rather, because they still haven't taken tier 1 here. And you start threatening with a lot of split pushing, because you have a lot of good split pushing potential here. But of course, if Fleshrock is top, then I guess they don't want to. They're not going to. He already has Axe though completed, which is great against Chaos Knight, by the way. Not just against the illusions, but just slowing him down in general. You kite this guy. That's the whole point of the Lightning Storm. Very useful against the melee carries particularly.
Yep. It's a fun axe as well, of course.
Yeah, I really like it with the Lightning Storm slow duration particularly, because I think it's really useful, because you get actually a considerable slow. It's 2 seconds of 75% slow. That's a lot. Especially if it's coming out every, what, 1.75 seconds? No, 1.5 seconds. So you actually are perma-slowed if, obviously, you're only man fighting the Leshrac.
Yep. You do lose another good talent there is the problem. Lush's got some pretty decent talent. Let's go to Roar there to stop King RD from dragging away SPG. They really want to kill him first, but he does get the tombstone off.
Nice.
Costa Beal uses the ulti here, maybe looking to fight. The Lightning Storm is beginning to slow them down and kind of wreck them, dragging in Quinn. But of course, Lightning Storms will continue. That's all the illusions down. RP is going to catch Yawar. Costa Beal still wants to fight Quinn, however, with the BKB active actually can. Sir Francis Lee's going to be able to save ADRs. They don't have the damage right now to kill through that poor Yawar. Costa Beal, his BKB ending, is going to be killed. MSS with the ultra kill here, and they're not going to give him the rampage. Yawar goes, sorry, I'm the core. That one's mine. Thank you very much. And that's going to be a 2-for-5 trade here for Quincy Crew. Ooh.
Yeah, I think this was a really good play. Particularly MSS was a standout. Obviously Yawar also. But the BKB, the 10-second BKB is the only reason why they could catch the Lesh. So imagine when that BKB goes down, and Lesh of course also has more items to tank this up further. This is the power of the Aghanims with a Lightning Storm. We already saw the initiation and almost forced him to go BKB straight up just because of stupid Lightning Storm. That ability is quite powerful. That's why this build has become so popular these days.
And of course, the poor illusions aren't magic immune. Only you're the one with the avatar. So.
True. So they just
die. Yeah, they just die immediately. I think they maybe attacked Quinn. I think one of them attacked him once, right? Which is another really great thing. Because, yeah, the illusions, they do serious damage.
Oh, the Boars just killed Flea. But, oh no, they forced MSPG. That's not enough. It just pushes them further, so they kill him further in the enemy base. They will catch KJ. And that is going to be a dead win to Wyvern. So support for support. You kill my friend, I kill you, no problem. The Tombstone is the problem. They're pinging it. They're like, yeah, we still have Tombstone. It's fine. In comes the Magnus. The Yule Scepter. Avoid. He didn't even have the RP, though. He was trying to go for a skewer play, but it did not work out as Quinn is too quick. No, it wasn't Quinn. Sorry, it was MSS.
MSS, yeah. ADR goes, yeah, crowd growing right there. That feels bad. As honestly, that's just good positioning and anticipation, not from the Lina. Hook shot onto 2. Sir Francis Lee will catch them both. Nice cock pushback as well. Forces Quinn as well as Yawar in a knock-up position. They will be able to catch one. The Yule Scepter used to...
Now the BKB though?
Yeah. There's going to 3-second stun as well. Costa Beal, a nice force up down the low ground. Yawar is going to go ahead and Manta up. Now I am the illusion master. Costa Beal, before he can even die, is going to drop the GG. And it's a 2-0 for the Quincy Crew.
I think MSS was the MVP there. I think both MSS and Quinn played incredibly well, but MSS, my goodness, right? Those 4 staff, those Yule Scepter, he was on point this whole match. And, I mean, I think Quincy played better, like their execution in the game was a bit better than Brazil, but I do just believe it was a draft thing in both these games. I remember talking to Thunder Predator, Wu particularly, when we interviewed him in ESL, and he was talking specifically saying that it's just so difficult to draft against Quincy Group because their drafters are so experienced. Right?
DNZ, in case you're unaware of who that is.
What?
DNZ.
No, it's Wu.
I know, but that's his name in game. DNZ.
No, it's MJ. It's Mijos. It's MJS, dude.
Oh, is it?
DNZ is another player completely from Croatia.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Really good Miranda player, by the way.
MJZ,
A lot of respect to DNZ. He's great, but like that's not who I'm
MJZ,
talking
you're right.
about.
I was thinking about it.
It's fine. It's fine. Wu though is he did say that like the reason why it's so difficult to draft against Quincy Crew is that they seem prepared for everything, and one of the things he mentioned was that they have a lot of avenues that tend to be unexplored to deal with traditional cores, right? So they're usually set up their draft to be really consistent, so you don't have any ways of dealing with them. They have no weaknesses in their drafts most of the time. They have very consistent drafts. They never go all in one strat, right? The drafts usually have strong points in every sense, and they have a lot of ways to counter each and every hero because they've played for so long. You know, SVG and MSS, which are particularly the two guys that talk about the draft the most, according to Quincy. So, always nice to see them draft. I think this time they kind of drafted their opponents, which is why we guessed they would win the 2-0, and congratulations to Quincy Crew. Back to full form, it seems. Well, I'm afraid to say that anytime.
Yep. And it's going to be Quincy taking the 2-0 win. Good job. Good games out of Quincy here, as they did lose quite a few matches, maybe more than people were expecting them to, considering how strong of a team they are in the region overall. This will now settle them to 3-2-2, a very #blessed or cursed number. We'll see here as they're going to be playing one more match tomorrow, and we've actually got 4 matches tomorrow. We're going to be starting at the regular. Oh no, we're starting 2 hours earlier tomorrow as well. Oh no.
It was earlier?
Yep.
Oh no, it doesn't go later.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be starting at, what is that, 1 p.m. EST? Should be. Yep. Yeah, 1 p.m. EST. If you're in New York or the Eastern time zones, I think it's...
If you're in Peru as well, it's 1 p.m. EST.
Yep.
If you are in Europe, it should be...
7 p.m. EST? 7 p.m.?
No, I think it's 7 p.m. EST. If you're in mainland Europe, right? See, if you
right, I
are
see
from
EST.
the UK, because I know that some people are from the UK, they must be. It's 5 p.m.
For all
and if
Rowan
you-
Atkinson fans.
fellow Rowan Atkinson fans. And if you are, we'll also be doing a show at Blackadder at 6 p.m. No. And then at 8 p.m. if you are from Russia, I believe.
Yep.
Then if you happen to be in Singapore like us, it'll be at 2 a.m. for
2
whatever
a.m.
reason.
Very fun games. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and rest up. Thank you guys for tuning in for today's coverage of the Realms Collide 2 Darkness is Hot match. On behalf of Ava Plus and myself, we guys hope you stay safe and hope that you guys tune in for tomorrow. Don't forget to follow the channel to make sure you're notified when we go live. Coming up next on BBC 2 is going to be a small...
Come on, stop. Stop, dude. They're going to kill me.
See you guys
Because I
tomorrow.
started this, but you are adding so much fuel.